And we're live. Let's go. Today we're going to be working on Avalon and trying to catch up with the story before the next content update. Let's go. Well, hello there, you with the still unknown fate. I trust that you can hear me. Or perhaps, hello again, Stargazer, would be more appropriate. Either way, it doesn't really matter. You're here now, and I don't have to be bored on my skill anymore. So, will you hear what I have to say? I suppose it's less of what I have to say exactly than it is one of the many songs the winds carried to me. I shall speak now of the future, of the end of the Isle of the Mystics, which came to be known as Fairyland. Let the innocent return. Here stands the Queen's unknowable castle. It falls like rain, like ash. It vanishes, like snow, like lies. Our desires languish deferred. Even now we dance in the palm of the Queen's hand. They require now only a little more patience. After 2,000 years, the dawn shall bring the child who will now be our salvation. She shall be the child who saves the world, who binds both peoples together. Even if her light begins to be but an ember, even should no one see it, she shall become as a flame who draws moss. A city of iron, a sea of soot. When the calamity recedes, her pilgrimage begins. Chosen by the staff of selection, the Savior, guarded by travelers from afar, shall reach the throne. The true king shall arrive at the throne, accept now this bloodied crown. Ring, ring, like raging thunder, like weeping flame, let us hearken to the 6 bells ring and blaze the path of the true king. Ere the red calamity catches us, ere the black calamity devours us. Indolent and derelict fruit though we may be, we are the scions of the free fae. Never have we wished for anything, but we still desire for a shining future. So, what'd you think? It takes its sweet time making its point, but you get it, yes? That's just how it is with prophecies. They don't make sense when you first hear them, but once events unfold, you see exactly what they meant. In that sense, they're a lot like a curse that fixed itself to your back before you knew it was there. Well, looks like the scary lady found me. This is all I can do for now. The next time I see you will probably be after everything else is said and done. It is a shame I won't be able to help you fight, but I'm hugely relieved that I won't have to fear for my life. Alright then, I'll be waiting for you in the confined land. Until next time. Thus our quest is set forth. Was that a dream? Testing. Good morning, everyone. This is Scion. The time is now 7 a.m. I'm very sorry to disturb you all during your precious quiet early morning hours. But I have an urgent message to relay to all of Novum Chaldee's staff. There has been a change in the 6th Lostbelt. The emergency situation as we predicted is now in progress. Please remain calm and come to the command room as soon as you are able. Ah, crap. Come on, foe. Foe. Mashkar Eli, reporting for duty. What's going on here, Master? Don't bar ass and Hio, Kiri Light. She and I both just got here ourselves, so we know as little as you. I don't even see my technical advisor or the captain anywhere. The only ones here that are unflappable are that unflappable alchemist and Good morning, my distinguished colleagues. I see by your healthy complexions that you all slept marvelously last night. Wonderful. I say this fulfills the first condition. When you, Miss Scion. Yes, I think so. It's very lucky that you're all in such good health right now. Let us see. We have Hio and Mash, the Devi servant, the field op team. Minir, the pilot. Tamlin and Kawada, the operators. Octavia, Da Vinci's assistant. Chin, the vehicle mechanic. Cayenne, the munitions and design engineer. Elrond, the record keeper. Marcus, the Spiritron engineer. And Gordov, who's just enjoying a heaping plate of pancakes with a rather generous drizzling of honey. I see not one of you is so much as batting an eye at this dire situation. Truly, you're all seasoned veterans. This will make it so much easier to tell you what is going on. Oh, I really don't like where this is going, but come on, let's hear it. What is going on already? Does it have something to do with that searing red light flashing more gaudily than I've ever seen it flash before? Is there a fire in the kitchen now or something? Oh no, nothing like that. This is only a tiny planetary crisis that will eradicate us all in about 24 hours if we do not stop it. That eradication? Well, that's a far much bigger deal than I was expecting. Wait, what? What did you say? You Egyptian knee sock wearer? It seems very rude to me to boil people down to their nationality, appearance, and/or choice of apparel. I agree with that, but please, let's not get sidetracked right now. Director Gordolf, Master, and all the other staff members are still grappling with this news. What exactly do you mean by planetary crisis? I'm sorry, you're right. We do not have a lot of time to spare, so I'll be as forthright as I can. As you know, it has been about 3 weeks since the shocking operation to eliminate Limbo. In that time, Novum Chaldee has been tuning up the Stormbirder and devising plans of attacks for the remaining 6th and 7th Lostbelts. That said, as I've told you all before, I saw no need to infiltrate Britain, the site of the 6th Lostbelt. So I have been focusing my efforts on the 7th Lostbelt, where the foreign god is hiding out. Yes, I remember. Instead, we could leave the 6th Lostbelt to its own devices because... Go on, Hio, tell her. Because Britain doesn't have a tree of emptiness anymore. Indeed, the tree of emptiness that had helped establish the British Lostbelt was used to burn down the tree of emptiness in Olympus. As further proof, we have not observed any magical energy readings associated with the tree of emptiness coming from Britain since then. As such, the British Lostbelt should disappear on its own, much like the Chinese one did, or so we thought. Right, the British Lostbelt may still be shrouded in a wall of light, but it is no longer a threat to humanity. At least, that was our understanding. Is that not the case? No, it is. We're still keeping it under observation, but we did not consider it a threat. Not until this very moment, anyway. This is the Paper Moon's planetary observation grid, and these are Sharp's predictions. According to this, the British Lostbelt will vanish in about 24 hours, and when it does, it will also engulf the rest of the planet like an enormous tsunami. Earth will then crumble under the weight of its own gravity, utterly annihilating the planet. We are not talking about one of the foreign gods' pursuit of black holes. This would well and truly be the end of Earth. This will overwrite humanity's current bad ending, the bleached Earth phenomenon, with a completely dead end. But why is this happening? That we do not know, but now that we know what will happen if left unchecked, we can now afford to simply sit back and twiddle our thumbs. Da Vinci and Captain Nemo are on the Stormbirder border as we speak, getting it ready to launch. Up until now, we have been using the Shadow Border to infiltrate the Lostbelts via lost void space, but this sudden development has left us without the time we need to prepare. Fortunately, we now have the Storm Border, which is capable of directly breaching the wall surrounding the Lostbelt. As a battleship, the Storm Border is essentially our frontline base. While we'll be conducting on-site investigations in the Shadow Border, having a base where we can always resupply will be a tremendous asset. And yes, the Avalon Lefay story is long. Like, the image I posted to my Twitter to announce the live stream is not much of an exaggeration. They quite literally showed the massive stack of paper that included the entire script of this chapter alone. And if it was only the paper that we saw on screen, then it would be bare minimum the size of someone's torso. Yeah, I've heard people call this peak fiction, so I'm going to see if that's true or not. Anyways. Furthermore, Trimester II categorized this phenomenon as a collapse. But one could also call it a trap, or perhaps a pitfall. A pitfall. Then do you think Britain is going to cave in on itself, or sink underwater? I'm afraid I can offer no definitive answer until we get there. Regardless, I suspect not even the foreign god herself foresaw this turn of events. It is all well and good that Britain will disappear. Indeed, it is only to be expected now that its tree of emptiness is effectively dead. Well, if that disappearance is going to engulf the entire planet, then it's a matter we must investigate and ultimately resolve. After all, there will be no feasible way to restore Earth to its pre-bleached state if there is no Earth left to restore. Okay, I'm with you there, but what the hell can we do in 24 hours? A lot, as a matter of fact. You see, that 24-hour period is in our time frame, but according to Sheva, time moves out very differently within the Lostbelt. Once inside the British Lostbelt, our time constraint will cease to be a concern. So as long as you can resolve this phenomenon while you are there, we should be all set. That said, time is still definitely not on our side. Which is why we're going to have all Chaldee staff board the storm border and head for Britain as soon as we finish our final safety check. Then, once you arrive at its wall of light, you will use the storm border's dimension-piercing drill to breach it and make your way into Britain, the 6th Lostbelt. That's all I have to say. And as luck would have it, the Shadow Border has just arrived at the dock. I know this mission is being sprung on you very suddenly, but Da Vinci will fill you in on the details aboard the storm border. Be careful out there, everyone. I cannot wait to hear what sort of fun hijinks you get up to this time. You're not coming too, Cyan? Sorry, you are right. I did say the entire staff. My bad. I did not phrase that as intended. I felt it would be much too presumptuous to count a newcomer like myself as a member of Jelly's staff. Please, do not worry about me. I'm just going to stay here and continue to monitor the 7th Lostbelt. Do your best out there, Hio. I promise I will do the same here. That said, if you all should blow this one, both I and the space will cease to exist in about 24 hours. So I am counting on you more than ever. But I am not at all worried. I know you will succeed. Yeah, we will. Count on it. Attention all crew members. I repeat, attention all crew members. We've arrived at the waters near the British Lostbelt 2 hours after departing the Wandering Sea, just as we expected. We are currently 200 kilometers north of the Isle of Britain. The Wall of Light looks to be a dimensional rift just like the world's end from the sixth singularity. Thanks to Da Vinci and Professor's analysis, we've learned that this rift is finished on the southern side. So that's where we'll be heading, and we'll begin the dimensional boring as soon as we arrive. We expect to begin the operation in 45 minutes. All hands remain in your post until further noticed. There you have it. We're going to begin the operation as soon as possible, without any breaks. The Storm Border is a big ship after all, so it can't just slip into void space like the Shadow Border. But what it can do is use its massive propulsive force and magical energy barriers to withstand the dimensional friction that separates the different worlds. Basically, it's a giant drill. What we're going to do is fire the Storm Border through that wall of light like a bullet. The entry impact will be just as strong as it is for a zero still, so make sure you're all in a calm state of mind. If you're confused, distraught, or terrified, then your soul may not be able to keep up with your body. Yes, I'm well aware. You mean that weird sensation where it feels like your chest and head are being stretched out like taffy, right? No need to worry about us, Captain. This is our first rodeo. More importantly, we do have a firm plan of action in place, yes? Because I don't even want to think about entering a lost battle without a strategy or a goal. Of course we do. Don't worry, Gordy. I know exactly what it is that we have to do. After all, we were always planning on going to after the British Lostbelt at some point. Really? You were? But I thought the British Lostbelt was no longer a threat. At least not up until today. But you are. But nonetheless, we are still indeed making plans to explore it well before now. While we only have a few bits and pieces of information to work on with at the moment, we do know that Beryl Gut remains in the British Lostbelt. And that King was able to launch an attack on the Olympus's Tree of Emptiness. What's more, this king was even able to burn the very Tree of Emptiness required to sustain your Lostbelt. While it's still unclear whether Beryl tricked them into doing so or if they acted with informed consent, what matters is they possess enough power to burn a Tree of Emptiness single-handedly, and then there's Rahungnamaya, right? Yep, a hugely powerful spell akin to a divine punishment that was able to reach Olympus all the way from Britain. And this takes to suppress even Karashta's ideal may trust. That was Rahungnamaya, alright. If the spell devised not by human hands, but by the inner sea of the planet itself. It would be a powerful weapon against a foreign god, which means it's something that we desperately need. The planet's inner sea? What is that? Oh, that? It's basically a paradise of legend. Every mythology's got some sort of promised eternal holy land, right? Utopia, the Garden of Eden, the land of the young Tyr Nanog, and so on. Flowbridge is called Avalon. It's supposed to be an otherworldly paradise that can't be reached by ordinary means. It's also said to lie inside the planet, and that's where the souls of stars go to sleep. Pretty much every collector or mage has heard about it. I know I called it a legend, but that's not how the people who can actually see it think of it. There are some people out there. There are some people out there who really might be able to get into the planet's inner sea. Well, the clock tower's even got a department exploring it. That said, we're talking about a place that's completely outside of human comprehension. Once you get mixed up with something like that, you're practically already lost to a world outside of our own. What are you saying, Minui Paza? Are you talking about the underground workshop? They're just an ordinary archaeological team with a fancy name. Really, how could anyone take them seriously after they probably claimed they found Earth's belly button underneath the clock tower? I mean, something of a Magecraft elitist, but even I would be embarrassed to say something like that with a straight face. If we're quite done for a discussion about the Mages Association and the clock tower's inner politics, let's return to the subject at hand, shall we? Now we know the king of the British Lostbelt controls Rahungnamaya, we need to investigate and learn how it works. Indeed, the Rahungnamaya is the very reason why we're already making plans to explore the British Lostbelt. While the circumstances forced us to act sooner than we had hoped, we were always going to pay them a visit eventually. So then, Master's mission this time isn't just to investigate the Lostbelt. While we do of course need to prevent the collapse that Trimester II warned us about, securing Rahungnamaya is our top priority. As such, our ultimate goal for this Lostbelt is to negotiate with its king for it. You mean, you want to cut a deal with this Lostbelt's king? Someone capable of essentially firing intercontinental ballistic missiles at will? Yep, honestly, I think it's pretty reckless, even for us. I'd love to get my hands on Rahungnamaya, too. But between the Stormbird, the heroic spirit system, and the Black Barrel, I think we should be able to neutralize the so-called a planet-level threat like the foreign god if the circumstances call for it. Sam was adamant that we need a divine construct, though, so here we are. Well, Miss Cyan is an Atlas alchemist. I have no doubt she has something unique in mind. And let's not forget, we wouldn't have the Nautilus or the Stormborder if it weren't for her. So I, for one, am perfectly willing to go along with this plan of hers. Especially if it leads to us acquiring Rahungnamaya or something equivalent. Oh, don't tell me you're being just a little overly optimistic here, Holmes. This could be the biggest burden we've asked you to bear so far, you know? This mission does seem a little different from the others. We'll have to continue this conversation later. We've almost reached the drilling point. All hands, return to your post. Brace for space-time crossing impact. Oh, right. Sorry, Captain. Oh, crap. The wall's right in front of us. Sorry for not paying closer attention, Captain. Alright, I understand. I don't like it, but at least I got the point of this mission now. Remember, Hio, this won't be like any of the other Lostbelts we faced so far. Negotiation requires a careful, thoughtful approach, so try and keep your reckless risk-taking to no more than 30% of your usual antics. Good grief, it seems like Gordolf beat me to the punch. As important as this mission may be, it should be within our ability to acquire this weapon. Fortunately, we have both knowledge and time on our side. Regardless of what sort of person we may be dealing with, as long as we take things one step at a time, we're sure to arrive at the truth eventually. He is strapped in and ready. Good, Professor, start the final safety check. Storm border, initializing zero coding. Trine engines 1, 2, and 3 are all green. Space and time difference corrections between the storm border and the drilling target have been calculated. Da Vinci will now protect the stripped armor from the computer room, while the Nemo series focus on maintaining our route. The computer room just gave us the all clear, Captain. We're looking at 99.9% chance of success. Dimension-piercing battleship Stormborder, move out. Prepare to enter the 6th Lostbelt. Fae Roundtable Domain, Avalon Le Fae. The moment a planet is born. The fairies shares freedom. The fairies guarded their love. In recompense, the children lost their world. Though it is destroyed over and again, your Britain will ever prosper. Spring's surprise, summer's quarrel, autumn's joy, and winter's battle. Death piled upon death to stand eternal. Be wary and never forget, no matter how sturdy the walls, a castle's foundation never changes. As the world took new form, the roots aged, and now, unseen and unfelt, the gnawing of the tiniest of insects shall bring all the ruin. Huh? Was I just sleeping? Yes, you were. And I think I lost consciousness for a moment, too. What about all of you? Same here. It was kind of a dizzy feeling, I guess. Oof, my head's still kind of spacey, too. I remember the captain declared we broke it through the wall of light. Then nothing. On a different note, why is it so dark in here now? Holmes? Not to worry. I am still firmly seated in my chair. That aside, I can't say I'm in great condition at the moment. Both my mind and body are as heavy as lead. This must be what it's like to suffer from acute alcohol poisoning. At least based on what I've heard. You too, huh, Holmes? Same here. I feel like I've come down with a really bad cold. Apparently, all the Marines fainted. Nurses bringing them to the infirmary right now. Honestly, not even engineer or breaker managed to stay consciousness. That's terrible, but why did this happen? Allow me to explain. Da Vinci, you're okay? Of course, as you can see, I'm the same chipper Da Vinci as always. It's all because I was synced up to the border in the computer room. While you were all out cold, I took care of things inside the ship and finished analyzing the outside atmosphere. So we're shaped in, probably with why you and Nemo aren't feeling like yourselves, huh? No, that's alright. The fact that you and Miss Curry are fine tells me everything I need to know. Think back to the Chinese Lostbelt. The moment we entered Britain, both Nemo and myself felt deeply under the weather. It must mean no hero spirit can function here, or rather, no hero spirit extracted from human history. And that, in turn, tells us that human history simply does not exist here. Am I correct? I should have known you would figure it out you'd figure it out fast. I just checked the spirit origin graph I transferred to the border, and it was completely shut down. There's not even a fragment of the base needed for heroic spirits from proper human history to exist here. The Chinese Lostbelt's history had no need for heroic spirits, but I'm guessing heroic spirits simply don't exist in this Lostbelt's history. That's why heroic spirits from proper human history, like you guys, can't set foot on the Isle of Britain. You're basically being attacked by the entire world, since you never existed here in the first place. So it's essentially not enough of a foundation for heroic spirits to operate here? Take, say, Robin Hood, for example. You should be able to exist in any Lostbelt, right? He's so vaguely defined that it should only take a single skilled archer existing at some point in history, regardless of what their name might have been, for him to qualify. But now you're saying that even conditions as vague as those don't exist here in this British Lostbelt? You got it! That was a great example, Gordy. Well, you know, I have reached a point in my tenure as director where I've actually begun to enjoy reading the reports. I dare say I know even more about Lostbelt than Hio does now, at least on a purely intellectual level. At any rate, I say now. So this history never contained so much as a single skilled archer, eh? How the hell does that work? These Lostbelts have been around for over 2,019 years, yes? So could they have that much history, not a single historically significant figure? They couldn't. Lostbelt or not, any path human history takes must fit within certain definitions. Any manner of human civilization must inevitably pass through a template of particular technological milestones, and simply not possible for an animal species to propagate itself over 10,000 years without its culture and average quality of life meeting certain criteria. And naturally, over the course of that history, people will always branch out into different occupations. Though the names may differ, there will inevitably be famed sword fighters, archers, spear fighters, artisans, soldiers, kings, and detectives. Lack of any such figures even existing here must mean... Could that mean there's no humans here? An excellent insight, Miss Hio. Indeed, that would be the simplest explanation. But there are still other possibilities left to explore. I'll have to do so later. Hang on, then why are the technical advisor and Karile there seemingly unaffected? In my case, it's probably because I'm a demi-servant. I do have Galahad's spirit origin, but I'm not actually him, so... Yep, pretty much. As for me, I'm technically a homunculus of the Leonardo da Vinci, not the original, so that would explain why I'm not affected. That said, I'm even more of a Leonardo Reed genius than the original, so this might actually work out great. Then the only servants who will be any of help in this Lostbelt are you and Mash. Seriously? You mean we can't even summon new ones on site? Since this place rejects any heroic spirits from human history, it seems real unlikely we'll be able to bolster our forces that way. If we want to increase our numbers, our only choice is to ask the people of this Lostbelt for help. But never mind that now. Can you tell us what happened over these last 30 minutes, Da Vinci? Right. Sure, right. After the Stormbird punched through the wall of light, the whole system went kaput. Every electronic device we had on board shut down, causing the Stormbird to crash. Luckily, Nemo Engineer was able to use the last of her strength to get one Trianager back up and running. That in turn led the Stormbird break away from the island's airspace and make an emergency landing in the ocean to its southwest. That's where we are now. The generators are still out of commission, and we're running on auxiliary power. So that's why it's so dark in here. Yeah, the situation definitely isn't great, but hey, it's not like we haven't been in tight spots before. In fact, I say the fact that we weren't attacked right off the bat and we're able to have a leisurely chat like this makes us at least a little lucky. Oh, so we haven't been attacked? Does this mean the king of this Lostbelt saw us yet to notice us? I can't say anything for sure yet, but I think so, especially since we still haven't set foot on the isle yet. The closer we get to it, the more things on the Stormbird border stop working. But the good news is, they're only stopped, not broken. So I'm guessing here, but if the Stormbird gets far enough away from the isle, I think everything will start working again. I can't believe it can't even get close to the mysterious island, so to speak, even with the Nautilus as the space. So as much as this situation makes me feel like a failure, at least I can confirm that the Stormbird is definitely intact. So if everything starts working again once we put some distance between ourselves and the isle, then we'll know we'll have a secure escape out of this Lostbelt. Now we just have to figure out what comes next. Does the shadow board still work, Da Vinci? Unfortunately, no. We could still use it as a ship to get to the shore, but I'm sure it'd stop working if it made land. So we can't use the shadow board either. Damn. Oh, what about comms then? Will those still work on land? Again, I can't say for sure until we try, but given how everything else is behaving, I won't get your hopes up. In the worst case, we may have to rely on more primitive means of communication. How do you carry your pigeons, Holmes? Most interaction I've had with carrier pigeons was when I once unraveled a trick that relied on them. Of course, I could still use them just fine. Gotcha. I guess that makes me the expert then. Don't worry, I'll handle the written correspondence side of things. Oh, one more thing. I need to tell you all how much time we have to work with. In its current state, we could keep the Stormbird powered for about 30 days. If we really sharp the cells, we can make it last for 50 days before the auxiliary power runs out. So that's our time limit. Once the mission is complete, we'll move the Stormbird away from Britain and restart its engines. As soon as the Triton engines are back online and generating a stable supply of magical energy, we'll break back through the wall of light and leave the British Lostbelt. And that about sums it out. Sound good to you, Director Groff? Right then, if the Stormbird can't get near land, then we only have one course of action available. Kyrie will accompany Hio as her guard when she infiltrates the Isle of Britain. Once there, the two of them will carefully investigate the area and find the cause of the future collapse of Zer de Chaldee. If the circumstances allow, they will also make contact with this Lostbelt's king and acquire a Hungomayad. During this operation, we expect the communication with the Stormbird will be limited at best. Therefore, I'm empowering the two of them to make their own calls in the field, with the expectation they will return safe, sound, and successful within 45 days. Ah, you're just seeing Hio and Mash? There's no way they could pull this off alone. At least send me or Chin along with them. Not that I'm eager to get myself killed out there, because I'm definitely not, but come on! Don't be daft, you fool. You're going along with me, Kyrie Light, and needs to worry about keeping two people safe instead of only one. She may be an excellent servant, but she still is the only one person. So if we only have one servant to work with, I'm going to make damn sure she supports Hio to the best of her ability. Let's go for it, Uncle Goff. Don't call me Uncle. I'm still in my 20s, damn it. Is that clear, you two? Go on then. Repeat your mission's objectives back to me. Yes, sir. My job is to assist Master as she investigates this Lostbelt in whatever way I can. Don't worry, Master and I will give it everything we've got. Very good. Then let's get this mission underway. We still have 45 days to work with after all. Britain is a big place. If I were you, I would start by making my way to Oxford, then. What are you doing there, Technical Advisor? Is there a reason you're packing various items into a rucksack? You need to ask. I'm going with them, obviously. Didn't I say I would handle the written correspondence? So keep an eye out for my familiar, because that's how I'll be sending you letters from the field. What? Say what? I'll admit, that does make sense. Alright, you have my permission to go with them, Technical Advisor. Okay, I can at least take you to the shore. Take care of them first, Da Vinci. We'll get actual gameplay in a minute. Or probably 15 minutes, knowing how this game is. And here we are, the Isle of Britain at last. Whoa, it's so foggy out there. It's so warm, too. Alright, settle down. You've already taken out 5 Lostbelts, so another strange land shouldn't be anything new to you. Well, it is, as a matter of fact, since this is my first time out on an adventure like this. You can't blame me for getting excited. Now, go on, Captain. Head back to the Stormbird already. You're already having a hard time as it is out here, right? It's our job to investigate this area, so you can just sit around and grit your teeth until it's your turn. Fine, I guess I won't have to worry if you're in such a good spirits anyways. Hio, Mash, don't forget to take care of Da Vinci while you're out there on your mission. It wasn't much, but I got a brief glimpse of the place back in the command room right before we lost consciousness. Everything east of the shore is out in its fog, but I did make out what looked like a city approximately 200 kilometers from here. Assuming nothing gets in your way, you should be able to get there in about 2 or 3 days, so that's where I'd start if I were you. I hate to ask you to trudge through this fog, but I don't see any way of going around it, even if we had the time to spare. Hey, Lord, we managed to make it this far. I guess that's true, isn't it? Okay, Hio, managed to Vinci. Good luck out there. I can't wait to hear back from you with good news. I finished checking our equipment, Master. Our survival kits are all set, and we have 90 days worth of rations. Great, you two can keep the food for yourselves. I don't get hungry as long as I have enough mana. Say, where's Fo? I don't see him with either of you. Well, folks, Fo actually never got on the storm border with us this time, so... I don't know why, but he basically bolted and hid from us. Oh, really? That's too bad. He was always there in your journey to restore humanity, right? Man, I was looking forward to having the same experience as my grown-up self, too. Maybe Fo just doesn't like Britain or something. Fo hates the British. Based. Oh well, nothing we can do about that now. Besides, I'm sure we'll have other chances to travel together. Absolutely. I'd love to go on an adventure with you. Holmes, Director Goldov, Cian, Nier, Fo, and Senpai all together. Alright then, let's get going. You said it. Next stop, a city about 200 kilometers to the east. Buckle up, guys, because we've got a long road ahead of us. Indeed we do. I can sense it as well. What? Ah. I can't believe it. Of all the luck. My first adventure ever, and I'm already hallucinating. Then you and Master have seen this too, Da Vinci. I probably was so on edge my eyes were playing tricks on me. That's definitely Tristan, alright. Why are they all acting like it's so strange for me to be here? This is making me very sad. I mean, I will admit this certainly wasn't the most dramatic summoning. If anything, it felt as casual and osmotic as weathercock, turning it in response to the wind. Oh, I'm sorry everyone. I have to report to make. My round shield is pulsing with the same warmth it typically has after conducting a summoning. Now that I think about it, there was a familiar light surrounding MASH not too long ago. Whoa, really? It's not that loose thing after all? Oh wow, you're right, his spiritual origin is solid. It really is Sir Tristan, but how? I thought this place rejected all heroic spirits from proper human history. I see. It sounds like as though you're not upset with me, but rather that my summoning itself came as a surprise. Well, I can assure you all that I didn't answer the summon of my own volition. One moment I was there, the next I was. Of course, I am a heroic spirit on humanity's side, and I know about you and Chaldee. But aside from that, I have no clue as to what's going on either. Could someone please explain it to me? One long-winded explanation later. And that's a whole story. Now I see. So this is the Lostbelt, a hypothetical version of Bryn that normally never existed. I don't know why this Lostbelt allowed me to be here any more than you do. But I expect that's something to do with this being the Cornwall shore. I do have close ties with this land after all. And while its history may be different, the land itself is still the same, I think. Oh, that's right. I forgot to search us is set up and born in Cornwall in southwest Britain. That must be why we were able to summon you. Or maybe the land itself needed your aid. It could also be that Hio was nervous about exploring a mysterious new land, so she ended up summoning Sir Tristan here unconsciously. Either way, having him here with us should be a big help. It bodes well for the future, too. Even if this Lostbelt is devoid of human heroes, we now know that it's possible to summon heroic spirits from proper human history with strong ties to a given area. Maybe we'll also be able to summon Sir Gawain of Orkney, or even Camelot's own King Arthur. You wish to summon King Arthur here directly? I'm not sure if Sir that's... No, you're right. That would be wonderful. And knowing him, I'm certain he would be willing and able to help you. In the meantime, I will of course be happy to offer whatever meager assistance I can. Any knight of the Round Table would do the same. Master Hio. I know that neither of us meant for the summoning to happen, but rest assured that my bewitched bow is yours to command regardless. From here on, I, Tristan, the Child of Sadness, shall be your faithful servant. Child of Sadness, what a mood. Now then, allow me to lead the way. I know the southwest corner of Britain like the back of my hand. There's a hilly area just past a few mountains not too far from here. With a little luck, we should be able to reach a high road in about 2 hours. Shall we, Master? Lead the way, Tristan. One hour later. So Tristan, I'm very sorry to say this, but I'm pretty sure we're lost. We are not lost. Now, I don't blame you for feeling over since you all rely on your eyes so much. But I can assure you, we are indeed making progress. In fact, we've covered no less than 400 kilometers by now. The only downside is that we somehow haven't been able to escape the shore yet. If Sir Bedivere was here now, he'd happily say, "Don't worry about it, Tristan. You just go to sleep. I'll lead the way from here." Then we are lost. I knew it. Also, I doubt Bedivere will be any happier about this than we are. Yes, I suppose you're right about that. This makes me sad. If Sir Bedivere were only to be straight with me, I would have been happy to play him an encouraging song. So, something's definitely not right here, that's for sure. Yes, that's true. Perhaps this fog is to blame. I've been laying down bowstrings wherever we go to ensure we don't get turned around. But at some point, the stringtail keeps going cold, and not because someone's been cutting it. It's because I've been letting go of them myself. It's almost like I keep forgetting what I meant to do it just a minute ago. Master, I'm detecting high-density magical energy singles up ahead. I can't tell you any more than that without analysis from the border, but they're attacking us. Get ready to engage here. Be on your guard. And so we begin combat with Avalon and that bullshit. So for a lot of these quests, we can't actually use our supports, which means that my account gets like no use here. So instead, combat tab, boys.
でなくっちゃ。言われなくても。これが本当の私。始まりは極小、広がりは無限。すべて我が身体の水。シュブラクエーサー。捕まえた。ごめんなさい、先輩。先輩、応援よろしく。真夏のチャームロックオン。タイムストップ。悪夢のクレーターにおてんばですか？おてんばです。シャワールーム行っちゃいます？お待たせしました。ジャイアントベイビーちゃんでーす。水しぶきにもなれませんでしたよね。サマーバケーション。チェスト復習するわ。サマーバケーション。目障り。
つまらんな。
ヤッホー。復習するわ。サマーバケーション。上よ。ヤッホー。命令する気？チェストバーン。サマーバケーション。日本語ないかし
黙れ黙れ。
ら。命令する気？
我が行くは温州の彼方。アンテル・シャトーティフ。沈め。そして朽ち果てよ。
And now back to regularly scheduled story. Did we get him? Oh man, they were way stronger than I was expecting. Were those British ghosts or something? Whoop, the names are getting obfuscated. Time for the fuckery to begin. I guess we managed to drive them away since they're gone now, but it really doesn't feel like we actually beat them at all. Grieving Night. I have to agree, their sheer vitality was astonishing. I don't think those were ghosts at all. They were so unusual, so steeped in mystics that they almost seemed like... No, never mind that now. For the time being, I must commend you on a job well done, Master. I was concerned when they said you couldn't summon heroic spirits here in Britain. So it's a great relief to see that it's still possible to summon them temporarily for battle. Took a lot more out of me than usual, though. Yep, I was watching you, and you're definitely using much more magical energy than usual. So we'll need to try and avoid fighting as much as possible, since you convert your own vitality into magical energy. Oh no. Mash is just night. Mash, is something wrong? The black barrel. No, the whole Ortonex. It's not working right anymore. Mash, are you okay, Mash? Who gives a shit about Mash? Da Vinci? Did something happen to them? I could sense them close by. No, wait. They're getting further away. This is not good. It's too easy to get separated in this dog. Let me call out to them. What were their names again? I think they were... Wait, what's my name? Wait, you with the red hair, come back. You with the red hair. What was I doing again? No, wait. Who am I? Uh-oh. And here I thought I might arrive early. Huh? It's because I took my sweet time. Well, you can't blame me for that. These are my very first guests. It's only right to look your best for guests. Besides, I'd say this girl and her companions made a pretty big mistake, too. I mean, no one in their right mind would ever think to go into the Nameless Woods without any protection. I guess this just goes to show how brave this Master of Chaldea really is. Don't you think, Blanca? Am I really going to trust these outsiders? Yes, I will. I will trust them with all my soul. Sure, I still had my suspicions up until I saw them in person, but now I can tell. They're the real deal. As crazy as it sounds, they're dead serious about saving the world. Oh yes, I'm definitely glad I waited for them now. That's right, Blanca. It's finally time for me to get serious, too. It seems like we've got a few local fairies here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a couple too many for me. Fortunately, it looks like they're good-natured sorts. I'm sure they'll rescue the Chaldeans. In the meantime, I think I'll go make my way back for now, and save our fateful encounter for another time. Good luck, Chaldean lass. I suggest you start by getting familiar with Bryn's ambience. Oh, and one more very important thing. Whatever you do, don't let anyone know you're human. Mash. Mash! Oh shit, it's the meta. Oh good, you're awake. You don't seem to be injured, and I don't think your life's in any danger. But if you're hurting anywhere, please let me know. I still have a lot to learn, but I can at least perform basic first aid. You're the meta. Ash. Ah shit, we got concussion. Oh right, that does sound like it's my name. Phew, thank goodness. I was having trouble remembering who I am too. So my name's Mash, huh? I like it. It's short, soft, and unique. And hey, if you know my name, that must mean we really are friends. I knew it. Anyway, good morning, Hermia. Do you know where you are right now? Where am I? Hermia? Huh? Your name is Hermia, right? I mean, that's what's on your name tag. Apparently we all collapsed in the Nameless Woods. Do you know about the Nameless Woods? The fog is so thick in there that as soon as you step foot inside, you can never find your way back. The more lost you get, the more you forget eventually you won't even remember your own name or who you are. Basically, it's a forest of no return, one of the most dangerous fey domains in all of Britain. I wonder what it is we were doing in a place like that. Maybe something real nasty happened to us. You know, like when everyone at your table orders ginger ale, but for some reason you end up getting salt water. Hermia. Hermia, what's wrong? Why are you holding your head like that? Oh no, did you hit your head in the woods? Do you have a concussion or a fractured skull? No, it's nothing like that. I suspect it's simply that she doesn't know who she is. And not just herself. I doubt she remembers you, me, or anything else about this place. I certainly can't. The only thing I do remember is that I serve her loyally. Even now, I know I would have had no qualms about laying down my life to keep her safe. It's no good, I can't remember. Please, don't strain yourself, my lady. I'm Isolde best in class. No, wait, that's not right. Yes, I remember now. My name is Tristram. I'm sure of it. See? It's written right there in Old English on this name tag I made from a leaf. Obviously proud. Is that what this thing is now? Oh, yeah, you're right. I can barely make it out, though. Indeed. We now know that you're near Hermia. I am Tristram, and she is Mash. I can say with absolute confidence that we three are trusting companions who wound up stranded together. Super proud. Wow, you solved it, Tristram. Give me some skin. What's Old English? I don't know, is that a British thing to American to understand? Anyway. So, we don't remember who we are. We can't even remember where we came from. But we do know that there's something important we needed to do. And we must have entered the nameless woods to accomplishment, in spite of the risks. I thought you were on a shore, but maybe it was a forest. Correct. The only other things we know are that, even among my colleagues, I'm a peerless genius, a masterful poet, and a peerless archer. I'm sorry I can't tell you more. I see. So he doesn't know anything. What about you, Mish? Well, it's pretty much the same for me as it is for you two. It kind of feels like I lost a lot of belongings. At any rate, what I do know is that we all collapsed in the nameless woods, then some fairies from this village found us and brought us here. So the next question is, why did they do that? Are they slave traders? I think I've heard that it's a big problem these days. Oh man, I don't want to think about it, but that's what this village is for then. Hello, are you awake now? Oh, I'm sorry if I startled you. I heard voices, so... Anyway, the others said I should come and fetch you all. I mean, it's going to be night soon, so, you know. Do you know this person, Hermia? Not at all. Who the fuck is this? I see. Well, I don't sense any hostile intentions from her. She seems to be a rather good-hearted person, or rather... She totally looks like a fairy from, well, a fairy tale, right? Can you still not move? In this case, we could talk later. Oh, but if I go back without you, everyone will scold me for being useless again. Are you talking about the other fairies from this village? Don't worry, you can go back ahead of us. We'll be right there as soon as we're done talking. I'll be sure to tell the others that you were the one who fetched us. I really was useless this time. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you so much. Please come to the town square when you're ready. Everyone else is there, so see you there. Oh, shall we see what's outside? Yes, I guess we should. I'm so concerned, but it doesn't look like staying in this here will be help anything. Besides, no matter what they ask us, we can honestly say we don't remember a single thing. So at least you shouldn't be suspected of being from a bad city or supporting the wrong queen or anything like that. What the fuck is this bitch talking about? Look at all these back before. These are the ones that almost died in the woods. God damn, I've never seen humanoids without wings before. I swear, that's what the Wind Clan coming to. What's the Wind Clan coming to these days? Please don't let us in with the likes of them. These faces don't have so much as a hint of wing stumps. They must be criminals who have had their wings torn off as part of their punishment. They probably came here while trying to escape Darlington. Well, pathetic. Just look at these wiggly little limbs. The only thing they'd be good for is firewood. Maybe we ought to chop them up and make a fire out of them. That'd brighten the night up. Follow along a dark fairy tale kind of world. Hold on, let's hear what they have to say first. That's our rule, after all. You there, what's your clan, your names? What city do you hail from? Was it you came here to Cornwall to escape? I'm afraid we can't really tell you. The only thing we know is our names. We don't know where we came from, or why we came here, or what our goal was, nothing. Are you kidding me? You don't even know which city you're from? Haven't even gotten a goal, huh? God damn, that's awful. It's terrible. It just ain't right. Here it was, hoping we could get a nice ransom out of him. Guess there's only one thing left to do from now and then. Indeed, now that things have come to this. Yep, only one thing to do. We'll just have to look after them ourselves. You hear that, everyone? Got new friends. I was expecting murder. Oh, lovely. Yay! Hey-ho! New friends! This calls for a celebration. Here, we're all a bunch of nameless, worthless failures without anywhere left to live. We've been strung up, pelted with rocks, and before we knew it, we found ourselves here on the tippy tip of the isle. Nobody likes us. We're all gone by tomorrow. Even if the queen herself won't come to nameless woods we call home. So welcome, comrades, to Cornwall, the dead-end village. You guys have had a hard life, right? You've already suffered enough, right? If we're all just a bunch of burnouts anyway, we might as well kick back, relax, and enjoy life here. Huh? I don't think I can eat another bite. Can't believe the party for to welcome us is still going into the night. The fairies are so nice. I was also surprised to see what good conversationalists you are, Hermia. You seemed a little unsure of yourself at first, but then you started talking to the fairies from both the Wind Clan and Earth Clan without any hesitation. Even though everyone in the fairy brain knows you're supposed to pick one to side with. Let's start with that. Huh? You mean you forgot about that too? Really? That's gonna be a problem. The nameless woods only make you forget yourself. You should still be able to remember the customs you need to know to survive. At least that's what I've heard. What about you, Tristram? Do you remember anything about Fairy Bryn, the land of the Fae? Guess you're in the same boat as Hermia then. Alright, I'll catch you two up. I don't know a great deal about the world, but I've at least been tossed the basic. Alright, everyone, quiet please. Time to end today's festivities. Hello, Baromia. Huh. I know how you all feel, but there's nothing we could do about nightfall. We'll just have to resume the welcome party tomorrow. Odd fam. Guess that goes to show how time flies when you're having fun. Alright, everyone, let's head to our homes. Dolga. Later, Hermia. Later, Mash. Later, if you were Tristram. See that roof over there? That tent's yours. Go ahead and hide out in there till morning. You there. Show Hermia and her companions are dwelling, don't you? But hurry up, knowing her. You'll just get even more injured if you take your time. Yeah, don't get carried away and start talking them down any side paths, got it? If you do that, no one will be able to find you guys once the night gets here. Yes, I'll know. I'll be fine. Thank you for giving me this job. If you follow me, everyone, I'll show you back to the tent that's becoming your territory. Well, good night. Don't worry, this tent might be a ways away from the town square, but it's still well within the village. I promise you'll be able to rest and sleep without any forest animals coming in. Yeah, we still don't have her fucking name. Okay, I'm sure you're both tired after talking with so many fairies. But I think we should finish our conversation from earlier before we go to sleep. Fairyburn, as you can probably tell by the name, is the land of the Fae. You do know that much, right? Yeah, let's go with that. Good. Then next we have the different kinds of fairy. It would usually take hours to go into all the details that would differentiate various kinds of fairies. So for now, let's just focus on the broader clans. The clans represent the land of the Fae's different races. There's the Wind Clan, the Earth Clan, the Fang Clan, the Wind Clan, the Mirror Clan, and the King Clan. Members of the Wind Clan, like Hollow Baromia, are humanoid, fairies that look just like humans, basically. They're all very rational and peaceful, and they have excellent Fae markings. Members of the Earth Clan, like Onfam, are solid, stout, and stocky humanoids. They're the hardest working of all the clans, so we need their help to make roads and buildings. Members of the Fang Clan, like Dolga, are basically wolves that live as one with the land. They love to fight, and they're very good at it. It's even said that we Fae folk wouldn't be here today if it weren't for the clan fighting for us. As for the Wing and Mirror clans, well, there are many rumors about the Wing clan, so I don't really know much about them. And the Mirror clan used to be the most popular clan in all Fairyland, but a few years ago they disappeared along with their entire city. About the King clan. Do you really want to know, Herm? The King clan is the biggest bunch of good-for-nothings on all the land. The only thing they ever make is trouble. Even though there's only one of them left, she looks down her nose at all the other clans like she's so much better than us. I mean, who goes around bragging to a sweet, innocent country girl about how great her life is in the big city? Then there's those flamboyant clothes she wears, and all her servants, and her oh-so-cool plan for her future. Ugh, I just wish she'd just die. Sorry, that may have been entirely fair. Please just forget I said anything. The King clan is a kind of special case. You see, there's really only one of them, but she's also kind of a protective queen bee type who welcomes anyone who serves as a King clan member in their own right. If you ever have the misfortune of meeting her yourself one day, Hermia, you'll see what I mean. It's obvious to pretty much anyone with eyes. Everything about her, from the way she looks to the way she acts, just screams, yikes, she's a real piece of work. I better not even make eye contact or she'll ruin my whole life. On a different subject. Are you okay, Tristram? You seem on edge for a while. No. That's because I am. No, it wouldn't be a stretch to say I'm afraid. I haven't had a moment's rest ever since we went to the town square. The villagers may have seemed weak, even evil to the two of you. But while I may lack my memories, I do know that they are to be feared merely by dint of being called Fade folk. Even that Fade girl who shows the place of the square holds some manner of mystic. I may have not said anything about it, but they have power far beyond any human. Just remember, it'd be an easy thing for these fairies to slaughter us all if they decide to do so. Ah, how terrifying. I guess you must have served in the military at one point, Tristram. Can't even imagine two fairies fighting each other. Maybe I could see it for one of the purge knights. I mean, soldiers who served the queen of the castle. But I was taught that fairies always resolve their differences through peaceful discussion, no matter what it may be. Well, I suppose there might be the occasional eccentric exception to the rule. But there wasn't a single fairy at the square who disliked us. Maybe you're right. I certainly didn't sense any hostility from them. Of course, they're not dangerous at all. They're also peaceful. It's almost hard to believe. Forgive us. No more prayers. Close your eyes. There's not much flood time left. The veil has fallen. Extinguish the light. Today is ending. Farewell. This day too will end forever. Forgive us. Forgive our sins. It's too late to do anything but make sure everything is cleaned up. Looks like it's time for the lights out now. Let's pick this back up tomorrow. I hate to do anything to upset them after they've been so welcoming to us. How's Tristram doing? Let's see, this might be oh wow, it's one of those new class lamps that are all the rage right now. There must be an Earth Clan fairy or two from Norwich here. I'll have to track them down tomorrow. Anyway, good night, Hermia. Good night, Tristram. You know, I was kind of worried when I first woke up, but I'm so glad you two turned out to be good people. Same here. Good morning, everyone. I've been asked to show you around the village today. Our territory isn't all that big, though, so it won't take very long. Cornwall was built on the remains of an ancient city. When the Tamlin defeated the Nordic Cornwall about 200 years ago, the Lord cursed the woods with a fog that would rob fairies of their memories. This village was abandoned not long after. From there, it became the most dangerous area in all Britain. Even the Queen wouldn't come near it. Nobody will follow you in here. It's basically a penal colony. Or the Tamlin. Good one. This territory is a home for all kinds of outcast fairies. Fae whose roles have ended, fae who aren't worth anything more, fae who lost their friends, fae who lost all their purpose. All we can do is wait for our lives, our fates, to come to an end. Every fairy here is so kind. They much rather help each other than compete with one another. But there isn't a place for Fae like that in Her Majesty's Britain. Dying is much better than having members of your own class that laugh at you, ignore you, or steal from you. So everyone here came to this forest to find things. At least that's what I think. I don't know what to say. Hey, it's Ermia. Man, that yesterday was such a blast, huh? Anyone who enjoys a good meal such as you do, it's all right in my book. Hope you're hungry, because I'll be bringing plenty more food back with me today. Good day, Hermia. I must say, your voice is as warm as full of life as a spring breeze. I gotta try your hand at a song today. I'll even break out my harp for the first time in ages. Hey, Hermia. Let me know if you do your clothes mended. I've still got some cloth from Norwich left over, and I'm sure you look good in whatever I whip up. Bewildered at the difference in treatment. You certainly are popular, aren't you, Hermia? I mean, I'm in much of the same boat myself, but I guess you just have that certain, that qua about you. I'm kind of oblivious when it comes to that sort of thing, so... Really? I think you're perfectly wonderful to Mash. Hermia here just has that kind of refreshing aura about her. Her presence alone just makes things more fun. My aura is more warm, right? Not sure what the right word is. I can only say there's something nostalgic about it. Reminds me of more peaceful times. You're spot on. As a matter of fact, my cheerful nature is the only thing I've got going for me. I've long made to the point to keep smiling no matter what circumstances might be. Thank you very much. Yes, that's true. Nothing better than a smile. Alright, let me show you around the rest of the village. As long as you know how big our territory is, you won't disappear until the day of endings. Well, that's our village's territory. Is there anything else you'd like to know? The Nameless Woods fog never comes into this village, right? How thick is it outside the village walls? Also, this village used to be a city. Does that mean there's still a road back inland? The fog isn't too thick as long as we don't go deep into the woods, but that won't stop you from getting lost. And the road back inland is completely overgrown by now, so it's all but impossible to find. I see. Then I guess we'll need to really put our minds to it if we ever want to leave these woods. Huh? You want to leave, Mish? Huh? Oh, no, not at all. I was just curious. You don't want to leave either, right, Hermia? I mean, you came to the Nameless Woods of your own volition, so... Who knows what the fuck's going on anymore? I see. That makes sense to me. I had a feeling you three were a little different from the other Fae who come here. I was even wondering if maybe you actually ended up lost in here by mistake somehow. Well, if there's anything you ever need, please let me know. It's not much good for anything besides showing fairies around. But I promise I'll help however I can as long as it doesn't get me in trouble. Okay, I think we got the lay of the land by now. Now it's just the three of us. Shall we get to it, Hermia? Get to what? Oh, silly. You really are an horrible jokester, aren't you? Who else could be possibly documenting the situation like this besides testing our skills? Now come on, let's head out into the forest for a bit and see how good we are and what kind of tactics we sell out. Magecraft has power, and as they say, if you don't use it, you lose it. Well, that's rather abrupt. And of course, our shit's only at level 8. Do that because I don't know what the fuck Tristan's got in his cat. Do that.
宝具起動。や、はい。我が音の前で万物は劣化し、物質は静止する。悲しみもやがて消える。風に流され、淡雪のように溶けて。
And back to story. The game made us sit out. Not at all, I just felt terrible about this. So we have basically no fighting ability must mean you come from such a high soul standing that you don't even need to do your own fighting, so... Oh my gosh, are you the daughter of one of the clan chiefs, Hermia? And here I've been treating you just like anyone else. So sorry, you must think I have no manners at all. Can we please just forget this happened? I promise I'll do better starting tomorrow. Please don't worry about it, Hermia. If anything, I'm more convinced than ever. I can't remember why, but now I know for sure that this is what you're meant to do. I may have been so intimidated by the fairy's sheer physical capabilities last night that I didn't act appropriately, but that won't happen again. I see now that you both have the makings of a great leader, like winning a winning football coach. American or European football? I even get the sense that as long as you're out here to guide us, everything will somehow work out in the end. Wow, thanks, it's all best in class. Please, just call me Tristram. Castoria, this is not what you think. That's right, we're outcasts. A bunch of losers who couldn't even pay the annual existence tax gave us in the Queen's reign. The annual existence tax. Ah, yes, America. It's just a matter of time until we decide to come into these woods to forget everything we ever wanted to accomplish. But don't worry, there's no need to be afraid. We may have escaped from the city, but we're all still in the same boat. Soon the calamity will bring everything to an end, and only a few will survive. So we may as well live the rest of our days here in peace. We, all of us, from the 6 different clans, live for festivities. We're scared of the Queen, we're scared of the Moors, and most of all, we're scared of ourselves. We're all singing in unison now. What a lovely song. A simple tempo to be sure, but there's something extremely invigorating about it. I don't think it was improvised, but they didn't seem so familiar with it. Well, of course they are. These kinds of festivals where everyone comes together while they've lived for. It's the only time when the Wind and Earth clans can set aside their differences. Well, as long as they don't drink too much anyways. There's some fairies who really get drunk on the atmosphere, I guess. What, had enough, Hermia? No need to hold back, you only just got here. Or was your journey here even harder than we thought? Those marks on your right hand are usual, but they're still command spells, right? And 3 of them, no less. Damn, you poor thing. Well, don't worry. You can figure it out all that no one here is going to force you to do anything. You did good at hanging in there until now, especially for one as twiggy as you are. Okay, why the fuck am I crying now suddenly? Oh, come on. You don't need to get weepy on me. No, it's okay. Just take as much time as the rest you need. And when you get bored, you can help us out with village stuff. What a kind fairy. Adult command spells. I feel like I'm this close to remembering something, but I can't quite get there. Ugh, it's so frustrating. Okay, everyone, settle down, please. This is all for tonight. We can definitely tell what time it is because I'm not drunk. Nope, definitely no drunkenness here. Now go on. It's time to get back to our tents before the beasts come out. Don't blame me if you end up getting eaten alive. Marm, Vania, Dumbleton. We wouldn't fake and make it back quicker than anyone. The responsibility of keeping order falls to us, the most beautiful clan of all. I see how Umbra is as much of an ass drunk as he is sober. Alright, let's get back home so we can be ready for tomorrow's feast. Later, Hermia. Oh, and I'll have to show you around our athletic field tomorrow. There's nothing more fun than a good ball game. I guess that's all for today's welcome party then. Though it sounds like they'll be back to pick it up tomorrow. Indeed. Now that I understand that we've truly been welcomed to Open Arms, I'm enjoying myself quite a lot. Even though you still haven't relaxed your grip on that, bow? Yes, well, it seems like old habits do die hard. Apparently, I used to keep my fingers on my bowstrings even when I was asleep. I swear, between keeping my ears peeled and reading the wind 24/7, I guess it must have really loved training. Oh, I'm sure any habit could be broken eventually, especially since we shouldn't have to fight here. Now, come on, Hermia, Mash. We should head back to our own tent. Hey, you. Make sure to clean space thoroughly. We're doing this again tomorrow, remember? Yes, sir. Do you want me to clean up after everyone, right? Of course I do, idiot. Who else could I have meant? Can't you do anything on your own? I'm sorry. I'll do it. I promise I'll do my best. Hold on, what's that? Never mind that, Hermia. Let's just head back to our tent. We're still outsiders here, after all. We should get a grasp on the situation before we go poking our noses in their business. You wouldn't want someone you barely know telling you how to live your life, right? Even if all the Fae who live here are peaceful, we're still not in a strong position. We've got nowhere to run if something goes wrong. So we need to be extra cautious here. You understand, right? Sure. Great. We can ask about it tomorrow. I'm sure whatever seems off to you will now make sense once we talk to them about it. I ain't starting shit. No, thank you. Good morning, Hermia. Did you sleep well last night? I'm sorry, I just can't seem to put my heart into it. Hermia, something is wrong. Something about that name just doesn't sound right. Still a mess in here. What the hell are you doing, you good for nothing? It came from the square. Shall we go see what's going on, Hermia? Definitely. This is awful. We can't possibly put on another feast tonight. Why didn't you do anything? You hate Hermia or something? Not at all. It's just... I forgot what I was supposed to do. The next thing I knew, it was morning, and you were all yelling at me. Looks like I happened to her again, Doga. Guess we're shit out of luck. Ugh, forget I should have known better than to ask you in the first place. Just go, get lost, and don't ever come back near the village. I don't want to see your stupid face again. Really? Thank you so much for forgiving me. I hope you'll invite me to the next one, too. Oh, there, Hermia. Yesterday sure was a hoot, huh? That fairy girl? Hey, what was her name again? How should I know? Damn, what was it again? I think she told us when we first showed up. Pretty sure it was like Hole or Flu or something stupid like that. How it was? I guess she had a name at first, too. Oh, well, once you start forgetting your own name, even without the fog, you're done for. Don't bother about her, Hermia. You don't want her to catch her nameless disease. So she doesn't have a name. Is that why you feel like that? What do you mean? No fairy without a name is worth anything, right? It's not like anyone would miss them if they were gone. Yeah, she doesn't even have a place here. Her tent's outside the village. Yep, our Terry just does 7 rooms spare for her. I will say I'm impressed she's still alive. She might get more banged up every day. But she's still got all her arms and legs. Who knows? Maybe she used to be some kind of big shot. Ah, yes, big shots. Also, Zugzugzawe, thank you for the follow. Anyway, not that it's doing her much good right now. Guess not even the beasts of the forest got any interest in nameless meat. Anyway, that's enough about her. Come on, Hermia. Told you we were going to play football at noon today, right? See you at the athletic field. What would you like to do now to look through the athletic field, Hermia? You know anything about nameless fairies? I do, as the name suggests that fairies who have lost their names. While we lost our memories in the nameless woods, sometimes fairies lose their names all on their own. In general, fairies don't age or die like humans or animals. But we are born with purpose, something we can lose ourselves in. Fairies who lose that purpose lose their names and then grow steadily weaker until they die. That's what happened to that girl. Must have been quite some time since she lost her name. So is it true she really doesn't have a home here? I'm pretty sure it is. Fairies tend to shun fairies who have lost their names. Honestly, the fact that she's even allowed inside this village speaks volumes about these fairies' generosity. I know what you're thinking, Hermia, but we can't. If we invite her to stay in our tent, it'll really upset the fairies in this village. It's best we could do is visit our home and get rid of anything that might be dangerous. We might be able to invite her to a village where it's safe. But I'd be happy to at least make her home just as safe as the village. Real great. Why are you holding my hand? You're shaking my hand to express your gratitude and faith in me. Huh, that's a new one on me. Hello, Rocco Brave. Thank you for the follow. And welcome to the chat. But there's something really nice about it. I think I like this costume too, Hermia. She's already under attack. There, I've driven the beast back a bit and opened up the space for the girl. I swear on my bewitched blow that I won't let them take another step towards her. Thank you, Tristram. I'll take it from here. Hey, you leave her room right now. And now we get our 5 seconds of gameplay. Yeah, I'm trying to catch up on the Lostbelt 6 lore before Tungsuka drops, because Tungsuka looks interesting. At least from a lore standpoint. Let's see if it even happens for a week. My all-time favorites are Voyager and Daitais, but on the girls' side, let's see here. It's hard to choose from the girls. That's a fair feeling. I have a lot of good designs. Cruel though it may be, I made sure to aim for spots that would be extra painful. Hopefully, this will teach the other beasts that this part of the forest is dangerous. I agree, that seems like the best way to go. At any rate, that was amazing shooting, Tristram. Are you sure you don't remember being a soldier? Or maybe a hunter? Either way, the king you used to serve must have been proud to have you. Yes, well, I certainly hope so. That's weird. I can't sense any magical energy when he plucks his harp. Does this mean from the Wind King? But he doesn't seem to have enough magical energy for that. Are you okay? Huh? What's going on? Did you do that for me? Yes, we did. Hermie insisted on checking out on you. Are you alright? Did those beasts hurt you before we got here? Oh, no, I'm fine. I'm just used to this sort of thing. So, is there something more I could do for you? I already showed you around the village yesterday. We wanted to thank you for all your help yesterday. You were so kind to us that we thought we should the least we could do is make sure make your home safe from beasts. That's so nice of you. It makes me so happy. I guess this means I really was useful then. I'm so happy to hear that. It's been so long since I was useful. Oh, I know. I'll bless you with good fortune in return for, I'm sorry. I forgot how to cast blessings. I don't have a tent, so there's nothing I could give you in return. That's okay. I don't need anything else. Really? Huh? Did I already give you some of the flowers I picked this morning? And just for good I did? Hermia, Tristram, why don't you go back to the village without me? I'm going to put up a bounded field to ward off the elder beasts, but it's going to take some time. Oh, well, we'll just stay here until you're done too. Those beasts could come back at any time, so Hermia and I can protect you while you put up the bounded field. No, that's okay. I can handle those beasts alone if it comes to that. You say as the riders in your caster class. I say, well, if you're sure. Is that alright with you, Hermia? If you say so, Mash. Alright, I'll see you two later then. Have fun with the other fairies. There, all done. You don't have to worry about beasts coming for you here anymore. Well, at least for a few weeks anyway. It's only Magecraft, not Sacramental. Well, that's forever. But at least for those few weeks, you'll be able to rest easy knowing you're safe. Magecraft, the mysterious power the Queen uses. I didn't know you could use it too, Mash. Is using Magecraft a hot new thing in the outside world now? I don't know about that. I mean, half of my Magecraft stuff I kind of taught myself. Besides, that stuff's kind of why I ran away in the first place. I mean, me, safe brain with Magecraft like this, that's just not possible. Mash? I'm so sorry if I asked something I shouldn't have. Don't be. That was just a bad habit of mine. You're not the reason I was feeling sad just now. Do me a favor and just forget about it, please. More importantly, I think it might be better if you moved away from that village. It's not the others' fault, fairy's fault necessary. You're just not a good fit for it. Well, it's House Fairy. No, wait, they're very hostile wind fairies with damaged wings there. But Norwich, they say fairies and humans are side by side there. And who knows, maybe you'll find a human who's a good fit for you. Maybe you can find a new purpose, too. Thank you, but I'd rather stay here. Even if I did find a new purpose, I still wouldn't have a name. I think I must be exhausted. Nothing ever goes right for me, no matter what I do or what help I receive. I must have been so disappointed with myself that I forgot even the most important thing of all, my name. So I don't need to go anywhere. Here, nobody will be angry at my old self. Here, nobody will blame me for being a terrible fairy who wasted her life unable to fulfill her purpose. But I'm really sad. Not because of the other fairies in the village hate me, but because I can't remember my purpose anymore, or my name. I see. Guess not having a name really is a terrible thing. In that case, what about this? I just came with the idea now, but... Thank you, Mash. This is the happiest I've been in my life. Oh, come on now. You're just being nice. I see. Then I'm happy you're happy. Still, don't forget, this is our little secret. If the villagers ever found out, we'll both get in trouble. I'm sure they'd say something like, even a village of outcasts rules. Or a Cromwell doesn't need any weird made-up customs. That's true. You might not know by looking at them, but Hello Baromia actually used to be an aide to Lady Aurora. Even now, he still admires the elegant fairy way of life. I really love that about him. Feel the same way. He might act high and mighty, but I can tell right away that he really cares about the village. Oh gosh, I didn't realize we've been talking for so long. I better get back to the village. I'll come again tomorrow, okay? In the meantime, enjoy your peaceful night's sleep. I will. Bye-bye, Mash. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Huh? Ow, what just happened? Why is my right eye hurt so much? Where's the bottle I can use for a mirror? There. Now what's going on with my eye? Ah. I see. So I've turned dark. Guess I'm done for now. Just when something finally worked out for me, too. Imagine Saber. I say for facial choices, Mr. Heroine X Alter. Morning. Good morning. It may be a shame to not have a banquet, but there's an upside. We got to bed earlier. So, what would you like to do today? If you don't have anything particular in mind, I'd like to go outside the village again myself. Let's get some food first. Huh? You're hungry? Oh, good morning, Hermia. Sorry we couldn't give you the welcome you deserved last night. Fortunately, we should be able to make up for it tonight, so I do hope you're looking forward to it. Is something wrong? You don't seem like yourself. Huh? You're hungry because you didn't have anything to eat? Ah, don't be ridiculous. Neat. It's not like you're a human or some... Wait, you're serious? No, now you mention it. Oh my, I can't believe it. I never thought such a thing could be possible. Hello, Baromia? Everyone, I have big news. Hermias is human. We have an unregistered human with us. Well, come on. It's so early for this nonsense. There's no way a human would be here of all. Not joking. Take a look closer. It's not her wings torn off. She never had them to begin with. Alright, come quick. Can't let her get out of the woods. Oh my goodness. I feel terrible about that. Only I realized it sooner. I'm even more sorry we didn't give you the kind of welcome you deserve, Hermia. Don't worry, we're gonna make up for that right now with a really fun welcome party. Ah, what a wonderful day this is. Is it? Oh wow, you're right. Hermia really is human. A human, hooray! No wonder being around her made us all so happy. It's great, now we'll never have to worry about turning into Morse. What? Whoa, I smell trouble. Oh no, I almost forgot. Be careful, Hermia. Tell me you're hungry. I'm too late. You human too? You aren't you? You don't have wings or command spells. How about the guy with the harp? Is he human? No way, he's fairy. That's right, you didn't need anything. Who cares? Put him away with the others. It'll be easier that way. Here, Hermia, trust. Let me show you the best spot in town. Now on, you'll be staying in a tent at the town square, finding the smell of the village. There's so much to do. I don't know where to begin. Well, it's been half a day since we were packed in this town without so much of a word of explanation. How's the food they've been bringing you every hour, Hermia? It's good, but I'm not exactly hungry. I'm not allowed to go out, and there are fairies guarding outside the tent shift. This isn't a welcome party. We're just prisoners. Do you know why this has happened to us, Mash? Because Hermia is human. Thinking about it now, I was also a little bit surprised myself to see how much you enjoyed that fruit. I should have realized it then, but I haven't seen many humans either. I am not entirely sure. I think I'm a fairy, but I also feel like I've been called human-like at one point or another. Never mind that now. Right now, we need to focus on the situation at hand. You might think they're giving Hermia a warm what's open right now, but it's only going to heat up as time goes on. Really? Even more than this? Yes, really. You'll see, humans are very important sources of sustenance for fairies. Just having a human nearby makes them happier, almost like a mental balm. But these days, the human population is carefully managed by the Queen, leaving lower-class fairies without any humans for themselves. In fact, fairies of this village are wound up here because they don't have any humans. So, if nothing else, I'm sure they'll take good care of you, Hermia. But... yeah, humans. Humans in the village. And not defective ones from the rebel army, or ones that made for the Queen. Real high-quality humans. This is so great, we'll have to keep them safe so they don't get hurt. We'll have to figure out what they eat, too. See, you can't just give them... They say you can't just give them nuts and fruit. Humans like meat, right? So I'll have to go hunt some meat in the woods. Man, I'm so jealous of the guards. Can't wait until it's my turn. I just want to be near them. I just want to make them laugh, make them uncomfortable, make them cry. I just want to comb their hair, pull off their fingers, skin them alive. Too bad there's only two of them. No fair, I hope. Hollow Boromia gets to decide who goes first. We'll never all get to have pizza in that way. I just know I'm going to miss out. Yeah, we should chop into pieces to share with everyone. I'll take the left eye and you can have the right. Yeah, I'll take off the ring finger and you take off the middle one. Yay, that way everyone can have a piece. Hey, what do you guys think you're doing? It's not your turn yet. Get back to your tents. And don't try anything with Hermia. You should have seen her on the athletic field. She used her head to score a goal. Her head! I've never seen anyone play football like that. She's a really entertaining lass. As long as she's around, we're gonna have more fun than we've ever. Well then. You talk too much, Dogga. We don't need ogres. Rose fucking got shaked. Can't help herself. There's only two of them. Only two of them. Let's chop them up and share with everyone. Chop them up and share them with everyone. Or we're the only ones that are going to get a share. The Fang's going to keep them all to ourselves. The Earth and Wind can't talk too much. Let's get them before they get us. That fighting? Not sure exactly why, but the fairies seem to be fighting amongst themselves now. I expect that has something to do with the different clans wanting to keep you all to themselves. The why is important now, though. You're obviously not safe here. We need to leave right away. Let's head in then. Once we get through this village, we can make our way to the hilly area. From there, there's a highway. Once we can get there, we can figure out where to go next. But first, yes, we do need to do something about the guards outside. Unfortunately, I doubt you and I will be any match for them. Remember, these fairies are all very powerful. There's no way a human could... Oh? Oh good, you're all so good. So okay, thank goodness. I know something was off in the village this morning, so I've been keeping an eye on things from afar. It's awful out there. First everyone was yelling at each other, now they started fighting. Hello, Boromeo was doing his best to calm everyone down, but I don't think it worked. Hey, keep an eye on the thing near the things near the tent. Don't anyone near it. No, we kill all the Wind Clan bastards, but there's still some things out there. I know Eiderlando's veggie lovers take the humans away from us. We've got to divide them both up evenly among the Kirk clan. On, fam. It's no use, Hermia. They're not the fairies you knew anymore. They're being driven wild by their bloodlust. Come with me. I can get you out through the weak stitching in the cloth where I snuck in. You do want to get out into the woods, right? Then please, trust me. I know a way inland. Now come on, hurry. Those are Earth Clan fairies? They look nothing like they used to. Ah, how this saddens me. What do I see now but the devil? Stop that, Tristram. You can't flank your herb now. They'll hear us. Oh, did you just hear something? Maybe one of the Wind Clan bastards survived. Castle Gam, go check it out. The rest of us will huddle to the tent. Trust your legs first. They'll keep him from running. Ah, crap. We gotta get out of here. I'm so sorry. My fingers moved before I realized what I was doing. Anyway, yes, we need to get out of the village. I'll bring up the rear. This way, everyone. Please follow me. Yes, this is it. Once you cross those 3 hills, you'll be far enough inland. Are you okay? I know we've been running non-stop. Well, I'm managing. Indeed, there were 2 fairies after us, but it seems like we lost them after we crossed that first hill. We must have gotten lost in the fog. I guess all the time you spent living outside in the forest must have paid off. Thank you for showing us the way. You've been a huge help. But, are you sure about this? Now if you helped us escape, doesn't that mean you can never go back to that village? Yes, it does. But please don't worry about that, Nash. My home is safe now, thanks to you. Now please, don't worry about me. You need to leave this forest as soon as possible. Go quickly, before the villagers find you. I have to put more distance between you and them. You should probably ask about that. Huh? What mark? I can smell the wind now. It smells just like good old Salisbury earth. Soon we'll be out of the woods. Not much longer. Ah, beautiful Bryn. You haven't changed a bit. You're just as I remember from when I had a name. How much chair? Just a little bit more. I see a slope up ahead. That must be the last hill. Once we cross it, we'll be out of these woods. Thank you. We could have never made it this far without... What's wrong? Oh my gosh, you okay? You're hurt. Why don't you take a little... Ah, shut up. Just shut up. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Danganronpa looking ass face. That's a Danganronpa face if I ever saw one. Anyway, it hurts. It hurts so damn much. It's been hurting for all these hundreds of years I've been spent alone. They kept forcing me to do things I couldn't do. Hundreds of years of endless frustration. Nobody ever helped me before. Nobody even noticed me before. So why'd you have to be kind to me now when it's already too late? Idiots. You're idiots. Have you really not figured it out yet? I tricked you. The only reason I brought you out here is so I could keep you all to myself. Why else would I be doing this? Why did I? Get ridiculous, Hermia. She's not a fairy anymore. She's Moore's now, just a thing that can no longer speak or listen. It's a dark sludge that follows the world just by existing. It is Brennan's curse, and it is death to fairies. And so we enter a boss fight.
Mada mada mijuko mono desu ga, ganbarimasu.
よろしい。
負けないぞ。
そこだ。こう、はい。我が音の前で万物は劣化し、物質は静止。
I like the funny mouth it makes when it uses its arm attack. Or its critical attack. I think it looks funny.
Hi. Yoroshi.
あれはいつか見た終わりの星。どれほど遠く汚れても私は星を探すのです。さあ幕を開けてアラウンドカリバーン。
痛みを歌い、嘆きを感じる。フェイルのこれは手しに焼く。吠えても無駄です。
And one more brave combo should finish it off. Yep, there we go. Night night, little fairies.
では、鎮魂の曲を一つ。
Alright, back to plot. Be careful, Hermia. She is not done yet. But she's not trying to attack anymore. Is she trying to tell us something? Pardon me. I hope you don't mind. I didn't want to make you put her out of her misery. As I know the Moors well, I thought I should be the one to do what was necessary. That rapier strike came from behind us like the wind, and there's something familiar about them. Sorry about that. You're free now. May you find peace in your next life. No way. You're... Hey there, Hugh. Nice to meet you. Sorry it took so long to get here. Then again, I guess it's pretty confusing too, judging from the look on your face. A king doesn't typically introduce himself, but none of my attendants are here, so I suppose I don't have a choice. I am Oberon, a heroic spirit summoned here by humanity. I'm the one and only servant in all this Lostbelt who's destined to help you. Most people know me as Oberon the Fairy King. What do you think? Pretty cool, huh? Oh, we're in for a ride. And we're finally at the end of this section. Amazing. It took us nearly 2 hours to get through one act. Jesus. And there's 30 of them. Most people know me as Oberon the Fairy King. What do you think? Pretty cool, right? And now we remember our names. Indeed, you are Hio, the Master of Chaldee. And I am Tristan, Knight of the Bewitched Bow and the Child of Sadness. At last, I finally remember everything. As for you, Mash, your name's not really Mash. Oberon? Not Merlin? Merlin? Oh, I'm sorry, you're just, not exactly who I was expecting. But you really look so much like someone I was thinking about that threw me off for a moment. At any rate, I remember who I am now, too. My name is Castor, Altria Castor. I still think that's funny. Because of what happens in the most recent Summer fight, where it's like, yeah, she's a berserker now, but her last name's still Castor. Anyway. Oh, but that's kind of a mouthful, isn't it? Really, Castor was just my name in the village in front, so please, call me Altria. I'm so relieved to see you got your names back. Now, we better hurry, or you'll get caught in that fog again. Go on, get going. See for those trees over there? That's your goal. First, you should all see what Britain is really like. After that, we'll have plenty to talk about. What Britain's really like. I agree. Let's go, Hio. It's time you saw the Twilight Island, home of so many fairies. The utopia of wind, earth, light, and life, blessed by song and rain, the Isle of Britain. Just look at that, there's the tree of emptiness that was over there. Wow, that was just a short arrow. Amazing. Amazing.
今年のクリスマスは例年にも増して小さなことからコツコツと
Fragment /1. Meanwhile, several days after she got separated from Hio, the girl managed to make it out of the nameless woods on her own, ahead of the others. Was it the difference in her innate solar abilities? Simply a stroke of good luck? Neither, in fact. She was simply swept along by a Morse current and unceremoniously spat out elsewhere. The outcome speaks for itself. Deprived of her strength, her equipment in pieces, she can only collapse by the highway. This is bad, very, very bad, if she stays here too long. See, what did I tell you? It's good to be 1 or 2 around this time of year. Check it out, a premium wind fairy. This'll keep us fed for the whole winter. She'll be easy picking for slave hunters who prey on fairies who wander around the woods. Wait, get the collar on her before she wakes up. I don't know who she is, but it won't matter once we sell her. We'll make a bundle and she'll get a nice warm bed and someone to keep her company. Now that's what I call a win-win. Ah, a wolf. There's a wolf here. But fortunately, fate had other plans for her. No wonder she's my favorite. That fluffy guy next to her is Sage Grim, the White Fang. Those thugs won't get near her, not with him around. Oh crap, she's awake. And she looks really strong too. We're dead. Who are you? No, wait, why did he collapse on the ground? Phew, she doesn't remember anything. Hey there, young lady. We're just, you know. Oh, a group of kindly caretakers. So stop to help any fairies who collapse on the side of the road. Yeah, that's it. We're here to help you. Now go on, get in our cart. It's the latest model from Norwich, and it's way better than walking. One of us pulls while the other two smile. That way, two can relax and only one has to work. Hey, don't worry. You're a value merch. I mean, guess. Well, they never make you call the cart. Now, what are we gonna call you? Say, what do you think of a niece, brothers? Doesn't that seem like a great name for her? You even are not going to go with urchin like usual? I guess a little change of place won't hurt. Sounds good to you, Anise? Now go on, try to stand up. Here, hold on to me if you need. Besides, if you don't want to be laying on the ground too long, or the giant odd goggle caterpillars will eat you right up. Oh, okay, thank you. Oh, what's all that metal? She's got an iron shield, iron armor. What is this, a canister? Damn, you think she's got one of the Queen's Knights, seeing how she got all these weapons? I guess sure it's a good idea. What if the Queen kills us? You're still being a big scared cat, aren't you, Wog? Don't worry about it. And if she is one of the Queen's Knights, who cares? It doesn't matter if she can't remember anything. Yeah, what's gonna happen when she doesn't even know her own name? And if she doesn't have a place to go home, what's wrong with taking her to a new one? So her merchandise, of course. The three fairies exchange a knowing look and cackle. And so, she and all of her things wound up on the car with no clue as to who she is. The car begins heading north towards Gloucester, being another separate journey. But all that aside... Hey, that wolf's still following us. What do we do, brothers? You really don't want to mess with his like. They say if you kill one, he'll become a Morse. Guess we'll just have to let him tag along too. Maybe we can even sell him off along with the girl. Don't worry, these fairies won't be having much luck as long as her intimidating furry friend is around. Alright, before we start Act 2, I'm going to take like 2 seconds to refill my cup of soda so that way my voice doesn't die. I'll be right back. And back, let's go. Salisbury time, section 2. Beautiful, isn't it? This is the center of the British Lostbelt. See that super ominous castle-looking thing over there? That's Camelot. He says Britain is divided into North and South regions, and Camelot sits between them. Most people live here in the southern central area. The four main cities in this region are Salisbury, the Great Cathedral, Norwich, the nearest port town, Gloucester, the city of fashion, and Oxford, the Great Dining Hall. Each city is run by the head of a fairy clan. How about the other two? Huh? I see. There were others for Chowdy with you. I'm very sorry, but you were the only one I managed to find. As you can see, it's just me right now, so tracking you down was the best I could do. That leads nicely into my next point. Can you tell me what this match of yours looks like? As long as I know what she looks like, I can have Blanca look for her. Blanca? Who's that? Didn't you just say you were alone? Oh right, here, let me introduce you. Moth. Pretty cute, right? I talk with her a lot. I guess you could call her my friend. Anyway, she's very neat, very smart, and above all, she's a hard worker. If anyone can track down Mash, she can. Okay, now that's settled. How about we start by sharing what we all know from one another? You tell me your story, I'll tell you mine. And you know the rest. I see, so you've conquered 5 Lostbelts thus far. And while you weren't originally planning to come to Brennan, you matched Leonardo and Tristan ended up wound up coming here to investigate this collapse. But then, after the 4 of you landed here, you got separated into nameless woods. That's unfortunate. No, I'm sorry I couldn't be more helpful. I had no idea you were the only one lost. You weren't the only one lost. If I had been more attentive back then, maybe I could have tracked down Mash and Leonardo as well. But I was so excited about finding you that I forgot all about finding everything else. About everything else. For the time being, just one thing he can and should check. Mash is your contracted servant, right? Then you should have a magical energy connection with her. If it's still active, then we'll at least know she's alive, even if we don't know where she is. How about it? Can you check on that for us? The connection's still active. Great. Then all we have to do is find her. Leonardo's a servant too, right? I'm sure she's still alive and kicking too. Fortunately, the fairies here can't tell the difference between their fellow fae folk and servants. So as long as they're not human, they shouldn't be in too much danger. So let's just stay calm and trust them to handle themselves. Next, Altria, is there something you'd like to say to me? No, not right now anyway. Honestly, I'm still trying to wrap my head around everything I just heard about Chaldea, proper human history, the Lostbelt, and so on. Although, getting back to servants, hero experience, is that like a human turned to a fairy after they die? And you said both you and Tristan, are servants yourselves? That's right. If you want to know more about heroic servants, I'm sure Hero there will be happy to fill you in on the way. Between a resident of this Lostbelt like you and a master from proper human history as a guest in this world, you should be able to catch each other up on almost everything. On the way, you said? Does that mean you have a destination in mind, Oberon? I do indeed. When you're trying to track someone down, a big city's your best bet. Besides, you and Hio both need to get used to the way things work around here in Fairy Bren. So our next stop is Salisbury, the biggest city in the south. There we'll find food, clothing, shelter, everything we need really. It's just about a full day's walk from here. I know you've been up all night, but do you think you can make the trek? Of course. Good answer, you definitely got spirit, but you're also tempering of a healthy dose of cool-headedness. I like that. Salisbury, huh? What should I do? It might be kind of dangerous to go back now. I also can't leave Hio to fend for herself. Plus, I don't care what this Oberon guy says. He really seems a lot like Merlin. We'll be okay if I came along too, Hio. I know I mistakenly went by Mash's name for a while there, but I want to know more about you and more about, oh right, proper human history. Alright, of course not. Oh my gosh, what am I even saying? Of course you wouldn't want a company bunking like you did also, Huh? You're shaking my hand again? Does that mean it's okay? Glad to have you on the team, even though your skills aren't maxed out yet. Oh yes, that's lovely friendship. I was definitely on pins and needles back in Cornwall, but it seems not interfering was the right choice after all. In theatrical terms, I believe this department we say now that the actor's in place, the real story can begin. Chaldea alone will be enough. The Child of Prophecy alone won't get in there in time. So we need both to defeat the mighty Morgan. Holy shit, we can actually use people. Wow! Alright, this team looks good enough. Let's go. Because the thing is just, yep, Night Watchers got it. Oh, the prophecy is too. That girl is our star of hope. She will be our salvation. She will be our path to forgiveness. She's our savior who drifted to our shores with a ship full of treasure. She's the one who will hear the voice of paradise and chant the promised name. Ah, dear Altria. May you grow into the age of 16 healthy and strong. May the Queen's shoulders never find you. One day you'll go on a journey to ring the 6 bells and save all of Britain. A journey to welcome our true king. Gloucester, Salisbury, Oxford, Norwich, Orkney. May not know where the 6th bell is, but you're confident you will find it. The staff of selection has chosen you. You are Fairy Britain's only hope. Now go on, hurry, 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 hurry. Hurry and greet your 16th birthday. We have complete faith in you. The village is done for. The executioner squads are here. Hold your head high. Grip your staff tight. Now is the time to begin your journey, Altria. Remember, no matter what anyone says, you are unquestionably the child of prophecy. You are the splitting image of her. Santa's fucking dead. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm so weak. I'm sorry I can't live up to your expectations. I'll do my best, I promise, as much as I can. Smack, smack. Sleeping already? Huh? Oh, no, I was asleep. I just remembered Tristan putting his harp in bed. Ah, how this saddens me. I was merely trying to soothe your exhaustion. I cannot help but notice you don't seem to care for my music. My maid Altria. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking through your music. But it really does help me fall asleep peacefully. I love how you play it again when it's bedtime. Youch. Ruined me, maid Altria. No bard wants to be told his music puts people to sleep. Hey, you can't blame her. We've all been walking non-stop nearly all day. We're all exhausted. That's why we're camping out here tonight before we're making our way to Salisbury tomorrow morning. Altria, can you put up a bounded field to keep wild animals? You can put up a bounded field to keep wild animals away, right? I hate to ask, since I know you're sleepy, but did you mind? Oh yes, of course. I'll be back soon. Now then. I know we told Altria that proper human history is like a parallel world, but of course, that's not the whole truth, is it? I should probably mention that I like the starry background. I love all things like space, so the starry backgrounds that show up in this game are nice. Anyway, the truth is, proper human history is the rightful historical timeline, and it's fundamentally incompatible with this world of Fairy Britain. At Chaldee, you have to erase the Lostbelt to ensure humanity's future. And now you're trying to come up with a way to tell Altria, this without hurting her too badly. Of course, it's hard to see right now because Oberon's fat wings are annoyed, but it also sets well with the broken tree of emptiness over there. I see. I suppose you have betrayed the people of 5 Lostbelts already. Damn, I usually pride myself on being an excellent conversationalist. Even I'm having trouble coming up with the right words to heal the wounds in your heart. So for now, the best I could do is offer some words of consolation. It's okay, Hio. This Lostbelt won't fall by your hand. Remember, it's falling apart on its own. If anything, I said you're doing it a favor. Really? Yes, indeed. Human history simply could not ever prosper in this version of Britain. It's a flawed world that was always destined for destruction. It actually took a dreadfully wrong turn here. The only problem is that it's threatening to take proper human history down with it when it all goes to pot. That's why guys like us from proper human history have to do whatever we can to save it. And that means defeating the one who's been ruling it from on high for 2,000 years. Hi, Queen Morgan. Hold on, did you say Morgan? As in, that Morgan? Yep, that Morgan. The same one who proved to be King Arthur's ultimate Achilles heel in proper human history, even after he united all of Britain. The extraordinary witch who lured King Arthur into the countless traps so she could take Camelot for herself. And the mother of Mordred, the treacherous knight, the child of King Arthur who proved to be his downfall. She is the one who ultimately destroyed Britain, and here she's Fairy Britain's ruler, and she will bring it all to ruin. Let's see, I think you Chaldeans would probably refer to her as this Lostbelt's king. Queen Morgan. Anyway, based on everything you told me, it sounds like Morgan's behind the outside world abnormality. So as long as you defeat her, that should end the proper human history. After that, you can just leave this place to its fate. Whether it falls apart or pulls itself back together, you don't need to feel bad about it. Look, over there. What was it a Lostbelt needs to thrive again? A tree of emptiness? Well, I'm guessing that world tree, that giant ash over there. There beyond the sea, is it? And as you can see, it's been dead for a long time, so this Lostbelt definitely hasn't got long left. Was it ever on fire? Oh yeah, now you mention it. It was. It went up in flames not too long ago. Then it died out again just as quickly as it started. Wonder what that was all about. Anyway, I think that's enough talk for tonight. Don't want to overdo the info dump. So even if you don't remember anything else we talked about tonight, at least remember this. Defeat High Queen Morgan, ruler of Fairy Britain. Nice and simple, right? As for the rest, I'll tell you once we reach Salisbury. Once you see that Fate City for yourself, I think you'll have a much better handle on what life in Britain is like. Whoops, sorry to interrupt, but we've got monsters. Get ready to fight, you. Sorry, I accidentally skipped a couple of steps while thinking about the field. And I ended up summoning a pack of wild birds by mistake. Can you help me out, please? Never thought the day would come when my liege would be begging me for help. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting she's not the King Arthur I knew. Oh, this is so embarrassing. Even if she's not. Me too. It's such an honor that it actually makes me feel sorry for the other knights at the round table. Here they come. Be careful, Leo. Prince feasts are not to be trifled with. And now we get gameplay for once.
Go, 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 go.
You okay, Spishy? I'm pretty sure that was you opening it up. Alright, now the back character saying no, just do that. Of course, I'm not sure how much the bitrate is killing it, but the background, the sky looks really nice in the background of this thing too, especially since it's a lot crisper than it is in the story cutscenes. I'm sure everyone else will be able to see once the VOD goes up later, because I have it saving in the original quality. Yeah, I'm specifically doing this on like a second account because I have to catch up Bloodless Beta in the chat up with where I am in the story. So I sped through all of this before on my own personal account, which is why my name shows up when I scroll through the support list. Anyway, back to story time. Yay, we won! No, we trounced him. Man, that feels good. Oh, this makes me happy. That was the first battle I've won handily since being summoned. Are you competitive? Oh no, it's nothing really. I'm just glad I was able to contribute. I see, so you're already strong enough to handle a murder of night crows without much trouble, huh? Very nice. That's even better than I was expecting. Preston, your battle may not be particularly strong, but its range is exceptional. You're clearly well suited for battles against large groups. With you on our side, I bet we can win no matter how outnumbered we may be. As for you, Altria, you're much more of a wild card than you look. Is that strange tool of yours handmade? A rare weapon like that would be effective against an opponent who's never seen it before, especially as a distraction. And above all, your summons were fascinating, Hio. Temporarily summoning heroic spirits to aid in battle, huh? I had no idea it was such a flexible and powerful way to fight. Human Tradecraft doesn't tend to work very well against fairies, but summoning heroic spirits is definitely an exception. The only problem with that is how long you can last, given the incredible demands on your stamina, magical energy, and sheer luck. Plus, it seems like the longer the battle lasts, the more of a toll it takes on you. But as long as you're careful about that, you should be able to handle anyone, fairy or not. Wait a moment, human magecraft? You can use magecraft, you? Why is that surprising? Oh gosh, I'm sorry, I'm just a little taken aback. You see, magecraft isn't really used much in Britain. Basically, fairies perform sacraments without any help from basic magecraft spells or mystic codes. So magecraft is considered unnecessary at best and only practiced by weirdos at first. In fact, to be totally blunt, if you tell people you use magecraft here, they tend to look at you all funny and ask why do you go through all that trouble. I see, you do have a point. Fairies simply have no need for magecraft. And since this Britain is the land dominated by fairies, that would mean magecraft is effectively worthless here. So, why do you use it? Oh man, after everything I just said, you really went there, Hio? No. It's an honest question, Altria. You know she didn't mean anything by it, right? Anyway, you don't have to answer if you'd rather not. As for you, Hio, I'd suggest you wait for a better time before bringing this up again. Anyway, I think we might have gotten distracted from our main purpose. Now we've gotten to this nice camp setup, we should use it to get a good night's rest. I'm sure there's more you'd like to know about Hio, Altria, but why don't we save that for tomorrow? Fortunately, there are none of the Queen's soldiers, no Moors, and no rebel army around here. And once we wake up in the morning, it's only another hour's walk to Salisbury, and we'll be able to have a much more in-depth conversation. After all, if you're going to have a fun discussion, you should save it for a nice and relaxing place, right? And that's just the world's history up until 2017. Wow, so other worlds really do exist. England, Scotland, Ireland. You said there are other countries beyond the Isle too, like France and Italy? Can't you imagine those countries existing? I can't even imagine so many different countries and cultures and people. It sounds like you come from a really wonderful world. Britain without the fairies, huh? That sounds like a nice change of pace. Well, from where Hio is sitting, I imagine she finds this Britain full of fairies to be quite the change of pace. I do have to correct you on one thing, though. It's not that there aren't any fairies at all in proper human history, where Hio comes from. While mystics have definitely faded since the AD era began, fairies are still around. Well, of course, there are far fewer of them, and they don't reveal themselves to humans much. Heck, I'm a fairy here myself. Come to think of it, Oberon, aren't you from... A Midsummer's Night Dream, right? Written by William Shakespeare, English great playwright. It may as well be one of the most famous stories about fairies. Basically, a battle of square between humans. But two of the most important characters are Oberon, the king of fairies, and his queen, Titania. In the story, Oberon wants Titania to give him one of her pages. So he hatches a plan involving a potion that will cause the drinker to fall in love with the first living thing they see upon awakening. But two humans ended up taking it by mistake, causing them to forget about the person they love and mistakenly believe they're fated to be with someone else. But without going into too much detail, it all wraps up nicely in the end. It's the sort of comedy of errors focused on love and miscommunication that you see everywhere. But unfortunately for me, it became so popular that it kept being retold for generations. Thanks to that, the word fairy is now synonymous with mischievous Puck and narrow-minded King Oberon. So at least in one sense, I might be the most famous fairy in the whole world. If you've never read it before, you should give it a shot once you get back to Chaldea. It doesn't paint the most flattering picture of me, but unfortunately, but never mind that. Just to be clear, I swear I wasn't trying to make trouble, okay? I'm just a plot device, really. Only there to get the romantic hijinks rolling. But then, does that mean you're a fictional character, Oberon? Is it even possible if someone is vaguely defined as that to become a servant? You'd be surprised, Altria, with some of the bullshit they pull out for the servants in this game. No, it isn't. Well, Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream is indeed how he's best known. Legends of Oberon, the Fairy King, have existed in Europe since ancient times. Perhaps most notably, there's a poem about him from the 15th century, well before Shakespeare's time, where he's described as a king of fairies who can use magic to make any wish come true. Really? I didn't know about that one. The point is, the character was inspired by an existing model, and that model must have become the base for my servant form. Which came first? Who knows? Just another version of the chicken and the egg problem. I see. I digress. Sorry for wasting our time. Salisbury's just up ahead. Don't worry about the guards. I'll handle them. All you three have to do is stay quiet. It's okay. My face is basically a free pass into the city. Alright, one more thing. Do not tell them your names. If they ask, and you can't avoid answering, make something up. You don't need anyone else finding out that you're human, and you never know who might be listening. Hold on, isn't it dangerous to lie to fairies? I heard that eyes can see through falsehoods. And so, shouldn't we try to avoid lying wherever possible? Oh, don't worry. The fairies here don't have powers like that. I don't know if they lost them thanks to all this prosperity or if they threw them away in order to be prosperous, but either way, they definitely can't tell truth from lies anymore. The only way you can tell is if you're dealing with a good person or not is... The only way you can tell if you're dealing with a good person or not is when everything's said and done. How else could someone as evil as Morgan have stayed at the top of this world for so long? So this is Salisbury. This gladdens me. The air is very different from Cornwall. There may be fairies everywhere we turn here too. I don't sense anything dangerous about them. They all seem to be happy and full of good cheer. Is there some sort of festival taking place today or something? No, this is just life in Salisbury. It's the only free city in all Britain. There are about 200,000 people living in Salisbury. Some are wind, earth, and fang fairies. Some are fairies who emerge spontaneously from nature, and some are even independent humans. Independent humans? Humans have won their freedom and now belong to no one but Britain itself. I was hoping to tell you about that aspect of life here once things have settled down, but I guess it was bound to come up sooner or later. But since the great cathedral is here too, it seems it's a good place as any to get into it. You Chalians thought there are no humans in this Lostbelt, but strictly speaking, that's not true. Humans do exist here, they're just not at the top of the hierarchy. Here they use as tools to enrich fairy society. In proper human history terms, they're essentially slaves. Did you think there was something strange about this city? It's wrong, twisted, unseemly. Exactly, fairies are supposed to live in harmony with nature. Even when they form communities, it's always forced children and strong children getting under the same great mother. They were always just divided spirits of the planet who never possessed a culture of their own. But as you can see, Fairy Britain has become a place where fairies imitate human society. For about 14,000 years, fairies here have raised humans like cattle. In that time, they used humans' innate creativity as entertainment, which in turn allowed them to flourish. Fairies live long lives and require no sustenance whatsoever. So there's nothing they can't do, they never change, and they never try anything new. In contrast, humans have countless weaknesses. They live short lives, their injuries don't heal, and they need food to survive. And they can easily be killed by wild beasts. So naturally, humans came with all sorts of things that would allow them to survive and flourish in spite of all those weaknesses. I'm guessing the fairies found that kind of human thinking to be absolutely fascinating. It was like finding a shiny new toy. So they began keeping humans as livestock, followed by superficially copying their cultures with cities like this one. They completely ignored the substance behind human agriculture, architecture, and other various fields of study. Instead, only imitating it at the most basic, superficial level. Anything they couldn't copy manually, they fudged with magical energy. The cathedral there is the worst offender. Fairies have no gods and no religion. There was no actual point to making the cathedral, they just thought it was fun. That's Fairy Britain's culture, and that's how they treat humans. So they ripped us off. Well, I guess you could put it that way. Still, as a fairy myself, I can understand how things got to this point. While I definitely took it too far, it makes sense to get like this in a world where humans are endangered. Both for proper human history and in this Lostbelt, humans are fairies' favorite source of luxury entertainment. This land came to be known as Fairy Britain when fairies began regulating humans at a societal level. It's also the key political policy of the High Queen Morgan, your enemy. Huh? You guys are going to fight Morgan? Yep, or at least, that's the current plan. Isn't that right, Hio? First, we need to find our Arctic companions. Oh, right, we do, don't we? First things first and all that. Why don't we start with the pub? There are always people coming and going in pubs, and some of them may know something useful. 7 Up. Hio, you've helped me out a lot, and I really do appreciate it, but what should I do? If she's going to fight High Queen Morgan, then it'll really complicate things if I stuck around. I wanted to stay with her until she found Match, but maybe it'd be better if I go out separate ways here. So that's how it is. By the way, Altria, do you know what they do to humans in the city? They catch about their owners. They captured his ranch, escaped these, and sent up the New Darlington. New Darlington? Isn't Darlington National Slaughterhouse Theater? That's horrible. Wait, isn't Salisbury supposed to be a free city? The head of the Wind Clan runs this place, right? Surely they wouldn't do anything so horrid. Not necessarily. Not even the head of the Wind Clan can defy the High Queen. So it'd definitely be to our advantage to have as many trusted collaborators with us as we can. He still doesn't know right from left here, and on top of that, she's human. Without an owner to watch over her, it'd just be like the Nameless Woods all over again. I'd do it myself, but since I'm obviously noble, even royal, it would shrink credulity if I tried to claim a human of unknown origins as one of my attendants. But you, on the other hand, would be a perfect fit for Hio. Don't worry, I'm not asking you to stay with her forever, just while we're in Salisbury. You'd prefer that over being alone too, right, Hio? I guess you're right. Being alone in Britain these days would make you more likely to attract suspicion from the authorities. How about Tristan? Couldn't he pretend to be Hio's owner? Probably could, but Tristan knows just as little about Fairy Britain as Hio. It wouldn't take much questioning from one of the clan guards to expose the facade. I wouldn't go that route unless we had no other choice. But if I had a human attendant, that would mean I would have to be an upper-class fairy. Which would also make you Hio's owner, and it would just be pretend. Or were you actually hoping to make her Harry Pot? No, I couldn't pretend it's fine. I'm still too young for that. Right, then it's settled. Hio, Altria's gonna be your owner for a while. It'll be the safest way to travel here. Think you can play along? Don't worry, we have some acting experience. Okay, if you're sure you want me to do this, then I'll do it. Besides, we've come this far together, so I certainly don't mind traveling together for a little more. In fact, looking at the bright side, this is actually making me one of my childhood dreams come true. Oh, what dream would that be? The strange dream every fairy who grows up in the country has, join the ranks of upper-class city folk. Hey there, my good Salisburyans. How are you all this fine day? That's right, it is I, Oberon, the Fairy King of the Autumn Woods, the missionary of peace, flowers, and fairy tales, here to grace you with my boisterous presence. Hey, Oberon, glad to see you're doing well. Nice to have you back in Salisbury again. Let's make sure you don't put anything on your tab today, you hear? Oberon, I knew coming to day drink was a good idea. Wait, when you paying us back the money I lent you? I still have to thank you for your help the other day, Oberon. Your advice really got the trees in my backyard to settle down. I'm still waiting for you to pay me back, though. Lovely, Oberon. Do you have some time to spare, right? You must attend our tea party together. I'm still waiting for you to try and pay me back, though. There's a poor little prince with the 10,000-year tab. Don't worry, I'll cover this round. I'm still waiting for you to pay me back, though. Why you all cut that out? Stop pointing out how popular I am. Here with some important friends today. Save the money talk for another time, alright? We know. Don't worry, we're all just joking. You've been rich our way more than the Queen's banknotes ever could. We're happy to treat you. Was that 10,000-year tab? So you're poor, even though you call yourself a king? Well, yes, my financials are a little lean just now. Bluntly, I'm flat broke. But what do you expect? When I was summoned to Fairy Burn, all I had on me was this cloak. Woke up in a forest, piled high with dead leaves, just with literally nothing to my name. Usually in a situation like that, I'd be too bummed to do anything but wait for help from proper human history. But since I arrived first, I knew there was things I needed to take care of. Fairies thrive on what they find interesting, so I went around putting on shows in the various cities here. I sang songs, riled up crowds, told fairy tales, entertained housewives, and livened up the nights. Over time, the people of Britain came to know me as the regal fairy king of a thief nobody's heard of. Well, at least in the major cities, anyway. Welcome, Paimon. Nice to see you in chat. Oh, I didn't know about you because I'm from the countryside. Sorry about that. I'll try to branch out more from now on. Still, this was a hard-fought battle in its own right. Can you imagine what it was like for me to have to act like nobility in the actual capital? I can recall a few dozen times by live on my station so I could sing love songs to a beautiful woman I had met at a tavern. And indeed, there's nothing quite so tense as that. Yeah, but you're playing my account, Coco. That's why I'm playing on yours on FGO. As a fellow poet, Oberon, I have great respect for what you have accomplished here. I don't suppose if you willing to give me a few in-depth lessons about how to roll fairy style, would you? If you really like to learn from me, I'd be glad to teach you what you know. Besides, your music backing me up, I'd be able to expand my clientele even more. I don't know how edible machines would be. If we're going by my avatar's sake. I see, you're both scoundrels who can't be trusted around women. Amazing. Now I see, you're both scoundrels who can't be trusted around women. Anyway, where should we sit, Oberon? The favorite table is a round one in the back, on the raised floor. It's harder for the other customers to see you there, and it gives you a full view of the whole pub. Now how about we start with a toast of fruit water? Excuse me, cutie, are you the new server? Let the owner know we'll be using the table in the back, okay? And we'd also like to order 4 apple waters. Oh, there's Vinky. Anyway, you got it, I'll have them ready in just a moment. Huh? Da Vinci? Whoa, no way, Hio, it's really you. I'm surprised they found a use for that maid costume. And like the actual story in a way that makes some sort of sense. Oh man, you'll never believe what happened to me. So after we got separated in the fog, I let my instinct leave me, and that brought me right back to the beach. Luckily, that beach was far enough away from the foggy woods that I was able to follow the coastline east. Eventually, I caught sight of Salisbury here, and I figured I ought to be able to learn more in a populated city. Then when I got here, an angel far too good for this world just appeared on my pub's doorstep. She was very unsteady on her feet, but I could tell she was the fire deep in her blue eyes when she said, "What a lovely place. Would you let me work here for the rest of my life?" I never said that. What I said was, I'm looking for my companions, but first, can I have a glass of water, remember? Well, if you ever change your mind, just let me know. You're welcome to work here forever. Yes, I heard you the first 100 times, Mike. Mike. The most normal ass name so far. Now, back behind the counter. I'll teach you how to make cocktails later. Da Vinci. My perfect angel. Anyway, that's my story. I'm glad you're okay, Hio. You too, Tristan. Although, it looks like you still haven't found MASH yet. I see, it must be the other servant Hio told us about. It's an honor to meet a renowned genius like yourself, Leonardo da Vinci. Who are you? I'm guessing the fact that you know my name means you're a servant from proper human history. I'm Oberon, the Fairy King. Though I guess here is more of an aspirational title. Nice to meet you, da Vinci. I'm Altria Caster. I met Hio in the Nameless Woods. Make a long story short, I'm going around with Hio pretending to be your owner. Seriously? That's hilarious. Thanks, Altria. That must be a huge weight off Hio's shoulders. But hey, you're a British fairy too, right? You probably got some idea of what it is we're doing here by now. But you're helping Mio. Does that mean you're good with it? Well, more or less. Honestly, I didn't really get even half of what Hio and Oberon told me. I do know that Hio was telling the truth. I wouldn't feel right about banding someone in trouble when it was within my ability to help them, and honestly, it kind of seemed like fun. Gotcha, then it should be okay to speak frankly here. So, how'd you end up here, Hio? 3 years later. Wow, sounds like you guys have a hell of a time in that forest. I'm glad you made it out of there, okay? Thanks for keeping her safe, Tristan. You too, Oberon, Altria. So we still don't know much about Brennan. We have no idea where Mash is. But we do know that she's still alive, and Oberon is flat broke. Okay, now that we're on the same page, we can figure out what to do next. You made the right call, Oberon. We shouldn't be wandering aimlessly around Brennan right now. What we need to do is set up a base for operations here in Salisbury where we can gather information and tackle our problems one at a time. Our priority right now is finding Mash, so we'll need to look for info on a girl wearing iron armor. While we do that, we should also learn more about Bryn and the lives of the fairies who live in it. Do we have a place to work with here? I sure do. This pub doubles as an inn. Well, technically, they just copied the man-made inn without knowing what it was for. So I taught Mike about inns and how to put in all the extra rooms he's got here to good use. And as a little reward for my services, I got to take 3 of the second floor rooms for myself. I knew we'd eventually find each other and that we'd need a Chaldee frontline base when we did, so that's why I went ahead and made one. Wow, I'm impressed at Vinci. And I know Lancelot will be especially blown away with what you've done here. Is Lancelot person also a young girl? This is great. I can already tell this Vinci friends of yours will be a huge help. Alright, since it seems like you guys have things well in hand now, I think I'll take my leave. Actually, I've got a lot of other things I still have to do. You're going off on your own, Oberon. Yep, I'm going to see what I can find out about this Mash girl. Not to mention, we also need information about Brandon as a whole. Now you Chaldeans have come here, things are definitely going to change. And since we still don't have many allies on our side yet, I want to make sure we know where things stand in every region. So we'll see you again soon, right? Of course, especially now that I know where I can find you all. Don't worry, the next time you see me, I'll have good news. In the meantime, I suggest you all get acclimated to Bryn sooner than later. Well, damn, he sure didn't waste any time. I'm glad he's on her side, but he definitely dances to the beat of his own drum, doesn't he? Indeed, and that colorful outfit of his speaks to me. He tells me he is, without a doubt, the same kind of poet as me. The house explains me. So, what should we do now? I could show you around Salisbury if you like. Thanks, but I think we should take the rest of the day off. You all walked a long way to get here, after all. Please go ahead and make yourself comfy in the rooms I mentioned. Hio, you take a room for yourself. Tristan and I will share another. Now, Tria, you can use the other room I set aside for Mash. I knew I was right not settling for just 2 rooms. Oh, and also I put up the magecraft areas in the room so we don't have to worry about being overheard. That's a different wink. Really? I can have a whole room to myself? For free? Yes! I've always wanted my own room. I can't wait to get all comfy. Thank you, Da Vinci. Gosh, you, proper human history? Question mark, fairies are all so generous. This is great. And now she's gone too. I know I didn't touch on this before, but she's pretty different from the Altria we know, isn't she? Yes, she is, from what I've seen so far. We should consider her an entirely separate person from King Arthur, Altria Pendragon, the King of Britain in proper human history. Yep, which is one more thing I'd like to discuss in our room. Up in our room, if you two don't mind taking this there. It's better if we discuss proper human history stuff just among ourselves. You can't really be too careful here. Alright, let's begin by sharing what we've learned, starting with this version of Britain. You probably got a sense of this yourselves on your way to Sales Ferry, but this Lostbelt is very different from all the others we've seen so far. It doesn't look at all like an alternative path human history could have taken, especially since humans aren't the dominant species here. As far as we can tell, this world consists almost entirely out of fairies. In Russia, a huge cold snap made it impossible for the human species to survive as they were, so they were forced to adapt and evolve. In Scandinavia, the Twilight of the Gods, aka Ragnarok, happened during the Age of Gods, and both gods and people alike were in sharp decline afterward. China was ruled by a single Zenran, or true human, became the sole nation saving the entire world. India was converging in on itself through endless cycles of reincarnation, only for the whole world instead of individual people. And in Greece, humankind was completely dominated by gods who never died out. And that, folks, is our summary on all the Lostbelts individually that we've gone through so far. Thank you, Da Vinci, for the recap. Anyway, while all of them were dead ends, they were still all human worlds. No matter how different they may have been from our timeline, they all still had human societies suited to their environments in the year 2019. But that's not the case here. This is very much not a human world. For one thing, there is no world outside of Britain. Unlike the other Lostbelts where we just couldn't see the outside world thanks to the storm walls. There's just nothing in this world at all besides Britain. No other continents, definitely no other nations. So as long as we're here, the whole planet consists of nothing but the Isle of Britain and the sea. And that means basically another world with no relation to human history. Yep, given what we know now, that's the only way to describe it. Over the last few days, I've been asking various theories about what things are like between Britain and other countries, but the very idea of other countries is alien to them. So that tells me there must be some strange circumstance that causes this place to become Fairy Britain. Figuring out what that is will be the key to beating, no, unraveling this Lostbelt. Hold on, if there are any other European countries here, does that mean every fairy in the land comes solely from the Isle of Britain? That's a great question, Tristan. If there are no other lands in this world, it follows that no fairy legends from those places would be imported here. But luckily, there's still a little thing called human history convergence. What that means is, as long as a fairy once existed on Earth, their existence will remain even if their foreign history are different. So even if in this fairy Britain, we'll have fairies from various European legends show up in different forms. Basically, the ecosystems are similar even if the environments aren't. Since this is still the same planet Earth, there are inevitably going to be similar life forms, civilizations, and large-scale events. Similar life forms, huh? Yep, Fairy Britain may not be nothing like the Britain we know. But despite that, the two Britons have a surprising number of things in common. Things like city names, fairy names, even the name of this world's queen. Remember that huge castle to the north you saw on your way here? It belongs to the Kayaking Queen Morgan, ruler of Fairy Britain. And it probably won't surprise you to learn that its name is Camelot. That's right, here the same name of the same castle that symbolized British peace and proper human history, that was home to King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, belongs to Morgan. The strongest, most despised witch in British history, and the one indirectly responsible for King Arthur's death is Britain's downfall. Morgan the Witch. Yep, as far as I've been able to find out, Morgan's ruled Fairy Britain for almost 2,000 years. There are 6 different fairy clans here: Wind, Earth, Fang, Mere, Wind, and one other. They wage war with each other constantly for thousands of years, until Morgan used evil magecraft to defeat them, subjugated half of the clans for force, and united all of Britain. Afterwards, she gave the humans of this world a limited degree of freedom, paid to build a foundation for civilization, and developed this imitation society over the course of the past 2,000 years. Morgan, so even in this Lostbelt, she's still trying to. But no, I suppose I shouldn't say that. I'm sure this Morgan is a different person than the one we know. So what exactly is her reign like? Since she calls her castle Camelot, does that mean it's fair and just in a way King Arthur will be proud of? No, it's pretty horrible. She has strict limits on the number of humans that can be born each year, and she rules the fairies with an iron fist. Every fairy that lives in an urban area is inscribed with Morgan's curse, command spells, as part of their civic duty. And every year, fairies conscribed with these command spells are forced to donate some of their vitality, magic energy, essentially. They call it the existence tax. And any fairies who can't pay it, essentially those who can provide enough magical energy to satisfy Morgan, are killed right then and there. Apparently, when she first took the throne, Morgan told the fairies, "I offer neither the absolution nor salvation. I demand only that you obey without question or hesitation. Show me your fidelity in a word and action, and I shall keep Britain safe." Any fairies who can't handle the state of affairs and become unable to work are either taken to Camelot and dealt with there, or they escape the cities and run away to lands no one else knows about. So that's why those fairies were there. Such an oppressive regime is bound to spark opposition. But even so, Morgan has maintained her iron grip on Britain for 2,000 years. Yep, which just goes to show how powerful she must be. She takes half the soul of every fairy in Britain each year, and there's still no fairies able or willing to stand up to her. That said, there's some positive sides to Morgan's reign. Remember those black things we fought near the shore? The fairies call them wars, and they're one of the calamities that have been plaguing fairy Britain since its inception. Occasionally, fairies that lose their purpose or their spark end up turning into these Moors creatures. Moors are essentially the fairies' natural predators. Just touching one is enough to affect a fairy, ultimately transforming them into a Moors too. It's kind of like a disease that only affects fairies. And the Moors aren't the only calamity Britain has had to regularly contend with. There's lots of others that pop up on a regular basis. In Morgan's, the High Queen's army is constantly fending them off. Morgan may be a cold and ruthless ruler, but she's also a sword that keeps Britain safe. The fairies may fear and hate her, but they also depend on her. And that's the current state of fairy Britain. Sounds like Morgan's definitely the Lostbelt King. Yep, that seems like a very safe assumption. Which means she'd also have to be the one who's wrong, am I add. That spell was so powerful it reached Olympus from here. No one else could have hazed it. Though, of course, that unfortunately also means Feral Gut is also involved from Morgan somehow. So I'd say that makes our chances of peaceful negotiation with her basically no. I see, then we have our own reasons for defeating her. Yep, though we might have a hard time getting into Camelot since apparently no one can enter her without her permission. That said, even Morgan's reign isn't perfect. In fact, there's new hope going around Britain right now. As luck would have it, we showed up here at the exact right time, just as things are about to change. So what's this new hope? The Child of Prophecy. Specifically, a child whose existence was prophesied by the head of the now extinct Mirror Clan right before it disappeared. What I heard, it went something like this. 16 years from now, a savior shall appear. Guided by the staff of selection, the true king will take the throne. When the 6 bells ring out, the false queen will fall. Alongside Fae and humans, the savior will bring an end to this false history. So what do you think? Sounds vaguely familiar, right? It's got credibility out of the wazoo too, since the Mirror Clan's prophecies have never once been wrong. The High Queen's been trying to prevent the inevitable rounding up every fairy who turned 16 this year. But the fact that this trial prophecy hunt is still going on proves that she hasn't caught them. Suffice to say, between the Moors and the child prophecy alone, the cracks are showing in the High Queen's reign. Though we play our cards right, we might just be able to negotiate with Morgan after all. That said, finding a match definitely comes first. For the time being, you should rest up and recover your strength. Then tomorrow, we can start gathering information. Quietly and casually, of course, as to not arouse suspicion. Oh man, it feels like I was forever since I last down in the soft bed. The British Lostbelt, High Queen Morgan. Altria, Oberon. Mesh, wherever you are, please be safe. Okay, I think we can use some rest too. Servants might not need to sleep, but it's still tiring to be constantly watching out for threats, right? I mean, you never took your fingers off your bowstrings even once at dinner time. Guess that's why you were naive around table, huh? Just your noticing that suggests I might need a rest as well. Not just yet. But please, don't refrain from resting on my account, Da Vinci. You may be a servant too, but you're also living in here and now, just like you. So go on, get some sleep. Don't worry, it's my duty to protect you as well as her. Gotcha. I guess I should have expected that from that kind of consideration. Church and child of sadness and the most handsome knight at the round table. Okay then, I think I'll take you up on that. Honestly, I was pretty beat. By all means, but first, I have just one request for Furio. I don't want to take too much of your time, but before you fall asleep, I was hoping you could tell me about the sixth singularity. Specifically, I would like to hear about the version of me who was summoned there, and what I was doing in the holy city of Camelot. But, well, Tristan wants to hear about the war crimes committed in the sixth singularity. That's not good. Oops, section 3. And look at all those arrows, boys. We're gonna be here a while. Oh! Hello, Chikahua. Thank you for following. Good morning, everyone. My gosh, that bed was just so comfortable. Glad to hear it. That makes all the trouble I went through to get the mattress just right worth it. Fairy beds are just imitations of real beds, so the mattress might as well have been bulldozed before I adjusted them. I'm here as well. If you like, I'd be happy to play a song to help you all wake up. Morning. You're going out the Binchy? So you're not going to wait tables with your beautiful roller skating today? Sorry, I'm off to do some sightseeing, but don't worry, I'll help out in the afternoon. Alright, that was our deal, wasn't it? Hey, you there. I don't know which clan you're from, but you better not tire the Binchy out, you hear?
Yeah, I got 3 whole followers today. It's amazing.
Ah. What's up, you? Something on your mind? Wondering what's up with the sky. Oh, that? Yeah, I was surprised by that at first, too. The weather here never changes. It's got one sky pattern for day and one for night, another for night, and that's it. It does supposedly rain here sometimes, but apparently it's just always cloudy here. No blue skies. Oh, blue skies? Your brain skies turn blue sometimes? Oh yes, when there are no clouds in the sky, it becomes a beautiful shade of blue as far as the eye can see. Though it's not to say these skies aren't beautiful in their own right. So the same color as bluebells then? That's what your skies look like? Wow. And your whole world must be very bright and beautiful. The kind of place where everyone always smiles and helps one another, no matter how much life gets. Anyway, shall we start gathering information then? Oh, and I need to pretend to be Hio's owner, right? Oh, then maybe I should try acting like a big shot and going to one of those restaurants I've heard so much about. Big shot? Anyway, did you know that they won't even let you into a Woodwoses without an attendant? Hey, as long as there are a lot of fairies here, I'm good with wherever. Okay, so let's scope the place out while we pretend to just be taking a walk. We also want to keep our ears peeled for any juicy rumors and talk to people ourselves at times. Have I heard anything about a fairy in our number? What, you guys interested in joining the High Queen's army? Don't bother. Nothing good will come from joining them now. This is the year Ainsdale prophesied about, remember? The child of prophecy will appear this year and bring salvation to all. Who knows, maybe the High Queen will finally cut us a break on our attacks if she actually takes a few licks for once. Huh? You're not looking to join? You're looking for a lost companion? Afraid I can't help you then. Iron armor? You won't find anything like that here. You'll have to go to Norwich for iron. They ought to still be making those silly weapons up there. At least if Spriggan hasn't shut down the mine. What kind of weapons you say? What else? Swords, spears, bows, axes. You know, the usual. I swear, I never thought I'd see the day fairies would use iron weapons of all things. What could the High Queen be thinking? Still, at least the child of prophecy should do something about all that. We just have to be patient a little longer. Hey, have you guys heard the latest about the Calamity Pool in Norwich? They say Norwich's sky is pitch black now, even during the daytime. There's no way they're gonna last much longer there, not with so much calamity present. I mean, between all the iron, soot, noise, and humans there, they have no one to blame but themselves. But even so, I just can't help but worry. I mean, what are we gonna do if Norwich refugees decide to come here to Salisbury? We have so much history here, and we got too many Earthlands fairies as it is. But Lady Aurora is so kind, I can't imagine her turning away. You looking for something? Are you searching just in Salisbury or all Britain? So, Britain, these fairies here aren't gonna be much help. It's so nice here in Salisbury, and no one ever wants to leave. If you want to know what's going on in other cities, you'll have to visit them yourself. But you don't have wings, do you? Well, that rules that out then. If the Moors get you, it's all over. Anyway, I wonder what tonight's festival is going to be about. I hope it's another play about the Child of Prophecy and the Evil Witch. I love the period where the High Queen and her dog knight finally get what's coming to them. Worn out. Fed up. Dejected. Not much luck today. I mean, I wasn't really expecting to find a solid lead in just one day. But all anyone wanted to talk about was the Child of Prophecy. They barely even listened to what we had to say. Indeed, that last fairy even tried to get us to buy some questionable Child of Prophecy merchandise. I haven't seen a whole city so fervently excited about something other than Christmas. Isn't that well timed? Guys, guess what's happening in less than a week, boys? A Child of Prophecy craze. Sounds like there's a lot of money to be made there. Wonder who this Child of Prophecy could be anyway. Yeah, there's only other thing these fairies wanted to talk about Child of Prophecy were the rumors going around about Norwich, the Eastern Port time. I gotta say, it's made me really curious about this Child of Prophecy too. I wonder what kind of fairy they are. They really are planning to fight Morgan like the prophecy says. Maybe we can even convince them to help us. What do you think? Should we try looking for this Child of Prophecy as well as Mash? Any fairy who could get the other fairies so excited must be incredibly strong and brave. Good day, everyone. I'm back once again. Oh, not as many customers today, I see. Hello, Lex and Nux. Welcome to the chat. It's Oberon. Hey there, having a little lunch after your morning walk around the city, huh? Anyway, it looks like you're all having fun. Hope you don't mind if I join you. I'm a passable fighter at best, but I'm not a master of killing with compliments. Much more peaceful this way. Here, I'll show you. Before long, I'll be heaping so much praise on Altria, she'll be begging me for mercy. Altria's looks like she's gonna explode. Huh? You mean you haven't told him yet, Altria? The Child of Prophecy everyone's on about? That's her. I just assumed you knew since she's got King Arthur's name and all. I mean, yeah, the thought did cross my mind once I heard you were named Altria. But still, you, Altria? Really? I mean, let's be real. You have less magical energy than most fairies, right? You might have better magical circuits than a human. Well, since you're a fairy, I guess they'd be Age of Gods patterns? Anyway, you're so below average for a fairy. Hell, even Mike there must be stronger than you. So how can you be the Child of Prophecy meant to defeat the High Queen? Mood. I know, you're right. It doesn't make sense, does it? I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I know it's so right that someone like me is carrying around staff selection. Still, it's not like we know for certain I'm the Child of Prophecy. There's a chance I might not be. Besides, I don't really have the guts to fight the High Queen, or the drive, or the determination. Determination? I don't belong to any of the clans either. And I have so little magical energy that I have to fudge you with magecraft. I can't even get close to the bells I'm supposed to ring. I mean, I do plan to do the best I can in spite of all that. But let's just say I have a very uphill battle. Honestly, I don't even know why I was chosen. You don't think you could do this, Altria? I don't know. All I can say is that if I really am the child of prophecy, there must be some way for me to fight. That's why I was born and how I was raised. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm completely hopeless. The last time I came to Salisbury was to meet with the head of the Wind Clan. I ended up deciding to try Manchester next because nobody here would give me the time of day. I see, that's why you didn't say anything sooner. Fairies can sense how much magical energy you got at a glance, so I'm sure they only laughed when you told them you were the child of prophecy. Oh, he's going to do something fierce. They did, so I thought I'd start by convincing the head of the clan who I was. But they just turned me away to get it. The head of the Wind Clan, huh? That'd be Aurora. Personally, I think you'd be pretty gray as you are now. But I can see why you'd feel a need to boost your prestige. Well, if that's the only problem, I can take care of it right now. Huh? What do you mean by that, Oberon? I mean, I could get you to a meeting with Aurora if you want. See? There, see how easily we got in? Take a look. This is the heart of Salisbury, the home of its great bell. Ace Cathedral, the oldest and largest building of all Fairy Britain. Now then, Aurora's room is on the top floor. So let's say we start heading up. I've already sent word of our arrival, so we shouldn't have any trouble with the guard. Whoop, hang on. Good day, King of Autumn Woods. Your visit is unexpected, but we welcome here all the same. However, it seems I must remind you that this cathedral is the holy ground where kings and queens are made. This seems site of the High Queen Moria's coronation 2,000 years ago. As such, regardless of how much affection Lady Aurora may have for you, can allow such lowly creatures as humans to enter, attendants or not. Guards, to me, capture these unidentified fairies and that disgusting human. If the human submits, very well. However, should she attempt to resist or flee, dispose of her. That goes for Oberon too, of course. You needn't show him any leniency. We've received complaints about him from the pubs across the state demanding he pay his tabs. My, this is how I expected things go. Oberon! Those are your orders, Lady Cora. Then we'll gladly comply, but are you sure about this? Lady Aurora told us to let him through right away. She seems to be thrilled about his visit. Don't you talk back to me. You may have been chosen to be guards, but you're still mere humans. Know your place. Unless, of course, you'd rather I turned you into rabbit so you don't have to be human anymore. No, my lady, I'm very sorry about this, Lord Oberon. Really is nothing personal. We're just doing our jobs. It seems we have no choice but to battle, even though their hearts are clear or aren't in it. Come here. Let's show them how strong we truly are. More gameplay, boys. I will be back up to our nose and story soon enough.
私は原始宇宙から来た女神。一時の勝利など嬉しくもなくもないわ。
You see that, Coral? You see what Hio and I are capable of? This is what happens when you look down at people for being human or having no money. Probably not a good time to point out that Oberon was just standing behind them, cheering. Very well, it seemed that human is indeed not your typical indefatigable worker. And Lady Aurora does love for her unusual things, that's what makes her so strong. Alright, just this once, I'll grant you an audience with her. But don't let this go to your head. Rare and unusual things are only interesting for the first time you see them. Once the novelty wears off, they become worthless. If I were you, I would try to make the most out of this good fortune, as you won't have many other such chances in the future. Hello, Bern. What delightful story do you have for me today? You know so very many things, so I'm sure it must be something special. Whatever it is, I can't wait to hear it. I could use some cheer after all the unfortunate news recently. Pretty lady. Ah, yes, I have 2 things for you today. One is something you must absolutely must know. The other is a request for a small favor. But don't worry, I won't take up too much of your time at all. That said, could I first make a somewhat selfish request? You see, I'd like to keep what I'm about to tell you just between us. You don't mind keeping secrets, right? Oh my, you're a naughty one, aren't you? I don't usually care for scary stories. But, I guess a little thrill does sound like fun. Would you like to give us some privacy, Quarrel? Lady Aurora. It's alright, I know we could trust him, so it's only right I answer in kind. As you wish, but please don't hesitate to call for me if you change your mind. You'll have to forgive Coral. She is a very proud girl, and she can be quite inflexible. She probably gave you a very harsh welcome again, didn't she? I'm just glad to see you're not hurt. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, friends of Oberon. I'm Aurora, head of the Wind Clan and Lord of Salisbury. Now, what have you come to tell me today? Well, I guess it's no surprise that the whole mood just changed in here. Figured she didn't become head of this clan for her beauty alone. I'm having trouble finding a companion of ours. Oh my, oh my, oh my. How many years has it been since a human spoke so frankly to me? Oh, how delightfully different. Tell me, what is your name? Are you a free citizen? What kind of pedigree do you... Ah. I'm so sorry. You already served as a fine young fairy, don't you? Oh goodness, how rude of me. Really, Aurora, you must do something about your tendency to take in every stray human you find. Otherwise, you'll eventually have every human at Burn living in Salisbury. And I'm sure you don't need any more resistance from your fellow clan members, seeing how you're the only one who favors coexistence. Yes, I know, you're right, of course. But when I saw those big doe eyes of hers begging me for help, well, I just couldn't resist. Good grief. Well, that's exactly why I brought her to see you to begin with. Remember what I told you before about Chaldee and the other world called proper human history? Well, this girl here is the master of Chaldee, and the 2 people behind her are servants, not fairies. Oberon? Don't worry, it's okay. Aurora here may be from the fairy brand, but she thinks a lot like the fairies of proper human history. And while she never come out and say it, she's not entirely happy with the state of things in Bryn either, right? It's been about 2,000 years now since Bryn fell into Morgan's hands. And you've been here, watching it unfold every step of the way. You think it's time for Morgan's reign to end, regardless of what form that ends take. I remember how your eyes sparkled with hope when I told you about the outside world. Hio here has come to Bryn solely to defeat Morgan. She's not even thinking about what happens afterwards. Suffice to say, she also has no intention of ruling in Morgan's place once she's gone. Once the Chaldeans leave, whether Bryn lives or dies will be for you and your fellow fairies to decide. Charlie's definitely not going to care if you try and save what's left of it. They'll gladly stay out of your way. Morgan is their only concern, nothing more. So it would seem. Oh, that girl in the back doesn't seem very happy that you're telling me this. This girl here isn't denying anything you say. So you're travelers from another world. A Bryn went down the right path. It's still hard to believe, but maybe this too is Einzel's guidance at work. Either way, one thing is clear. Since we both have our own troubles, it is only right that we help one another. Hio, was that... You have my permission to act in Salisbury however you see fit, even if your actions to be in opposition to the land of Fae. If you're looking for a lost companion, then I'll lend you the eyes of my fellow wind fairies in the other cities. I can't contact my compatriots in Nordric at the moment. But I will have my wind fairies in Oxford, Cloudcaster, New Darlington, and Camelot help you in your search. You need only tell Cora what your companion looks like. I just hope my plan will be of assistance. That's great, but it's okay. I mean, for me to help Chaldee. I see you're both a kind and honest girl, Hio. True, as a citizen of Fairy Bryn, perhaps it's wrong of me to help you. But I'm more concerned with us Fae Coke's way of life than with retaining this land itself. The High Queen is a great woman, certainly. But the path we are on now will not lead us anywhere good. All that said, I would still like to keep this relationship of ours on the down low for the time being. After all, you are the head of a clan. If Morgan finds out you've sided with Chodi in proper human history, she may have all of the Wind Clan fairies killed. So this collaboration should be quite quiet, so we can deny knowing anything about each other in case things come to that. All the Wind Clan fairies instead, so not even you could defeat High Queen Morgan if you faced her directly. No, I couldn't. She could wipe us all out with one flick of her finger. I see. Gosh, she really is something, isn't she? Oh yeah, she's a very special fairy. The only one who could hope to defeat her is the child of prophecy from Einzel's last prediction. So bad this child has yet to reveal himself. I can only hope they come to save us as soon as possible. Devious smile. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. Alright, you are, Aurora. I may very well be about to make your day. There's someone I'd like you to meet. What are you doing, Aurora? Please stop. Stop. That's right. Altria here is none other than the star of the Hope who hails from Tintagel. Born alongside the staff selection that will bring Morgan to justice, she's the one, the only, the child of prophecy. Go on now, don't be shy. Oberon. You do have some delightful friends, Oberon. I'd love to be tackled to the ground like that myself sometime. Why, thank you. I can't say I expected such a direct method of silencing me either. Still, a trio would never say anything if I hadn't put her on the spot like that. She's kind of a late bloomer, you see, and she's not confident about being the child of prophecy. So we were hoping you might be able to offer her your seal of approval. Say, for example, maybe she can ring one of the bells mentioned in the prophecy. Wow, even I wouldn't have come up with that. Impressive. No, I'm afraid I can't allow. Well, there is indeed a bell said to be the voice of the Wind Clan right above this room. I can only let her ring it once she has proven herself to me. Words alone will not suffice. She needs to demonstrate her ability, so there is no question. You said your name was Altria, yes? It seems you do indeed have the staff selection. I still don't understand what that staff selection truly signifies. The only one who does is Einzel, the head of the Mirror Clan, and no one has seen any member of the Mirror Clan for the years. All I can do is see for myself whether you have the makings of a king. How exactly do you propose to do that? Oh my, what a lovely voice, and here I thought you may be mute. Very well then, out of respect for those dual-elect tones, I'll tell you my conditions. Altria Hio, would you two like to show me that there is still hope for our world? So here's my test to see if brain can still be changed. As you know, we play fairies are plagued by a dark fate. Every 100 years, calamity befalls us, a curse that not even Morgan herself has been able to dispel. For the last few months, there has been a powerful Morse currently winding its way from Norwick up Calamity Pool. If you two can rid Norwick of Calamity, then I'll glad to give you access to Talisbury's Bell. So she wants us to get rid of the Calamity in Norwich, huh? I didn't think she'd be the one to bring it up. What is the Calamity in Norwich? I don't know much about these calamities either, since I've never seen one for myself, but I have heard plenty of stories. Apparently, they're a kind of natural disaster that befalls Fairy Britain every 100 years. I've heard about these calamities too, and I've also been already told Hilo about them. Norwich is a port town in East Britain. Apparently, it's been showing signs it'll be the home of the next calamity for a few months now. They say there's a ton of black soot rising in the air, and it's gathered above it like rain clouds. Aurora has said that she'll permit us to ring the bell as long as we can resolve this calamity, am I right? So we just need to disperse of these clouds of soot, huh? Unfortunately, I've never learned of any magecraft that could do that. Well, that's okay. Norwich is a tall enough order that I think we can forget about it for the time being. Right now, our top priority is finding Mash. And now that Aurora is helping us do that, we should be able to receive word of her whereabouts in a few days. So all you guys need to do is wait at the end until then. Then again, doing nothing might not be the best use of our time, huh? I'll send you a list of things you could do to earn money and gather information later then. Well, you know, I thought about what Coral said, and I should probably see about paying my tabs before I start racking up more. Okay, that's all for now. See y'all again in 3 days. There, that should give him the rest up in Salisbury at least a little longer. Meanwhile, I've got my work cut out for me. First, I need to go find out what's going on in Norwich. Oh, welcome, Black Panka. How's the situation up north? How far have Nauriaba's forces advanced? Huh? Another child prophecy has shown up there? I definitely wasn't expecting that. I didn't say anything about there being 2 of them in their prophecy. This puts Altria in an even more precarious position. I thought I'd have more time. Oh yeah. Yes, of course Altria is the real child prophecy. That much was never in doubt. But it won't matter who the real one is. What matters is will be who Varys believes is the real one. Still, it's not all bad. Let's focus on the silver lining here. A false child prophecy in the north is found to draw Morgan's attention. Which means Altria and he should be safer now. That'll give me time to ensure they grow stronger. They're not ready for Norwich. They need to experience Britain for themselves, and they gain the power to adapt and conquer its challenges. Do we really have time for that, you say? You're a tough crowd, aren't you, Blanca? But you have to take your time with the opening act. That's how it was for us too, at first too, remember? What's wrong, Altria? Oh no, I'm fine. I'm just nervous since I'm not used to speaking with the head of an entire clan. Sorry, I've got a lot on my mind. I think I'm just going to turn in for the night. Let's meet up here again tomorrow morning, okay? Bye for now. Looks like we'll have to readjust our perceptions of her too. Come on, Hio, Tristan. Let's head back to our room. We should talk about our next moves while it's still safe to do so. Okay, now everything's happened so far in the night. Study report. It's all yours now, Typhon. Take it away, my little familiar. There, that takes care of our report to the Stormborder. Now we should hear back from them in about 2 days. Now, let's go over everything we've learned so far. That said, our main topic isn't Morgan, but the child of prophecy who's supposedly going to defeat her, right? Yep, the truth is, we've been dropping our guard around her a little too much. At first, we thought it was just a coincidence that she shared her name with King Arthur and didn't think about it any further. But we could say now for certain that she is this Lostbelt's King Arthur. I'm sure I don't need to remind you, too, that Chelsea has already confronted legends about King Arthur in the 6th Singularity. I still think it's worth our time to quickly refresh our memories of those legends, thus so we're on the same page. The legend of King Arthur takes place in the 5th century, a time when Britain was in great turmoil. It began with the collapse of the Continental Empire. With the Empire no longer keeping Britain safe, it came under frequent attack by the Saxons, a foreign enemy who crossed the sea to attack British shores. At the time, Britain was an island nation ruled by many different clans and those clans' kings. While there were always constant quarrels between the clans, there was also a war with the Picts up in north, where the clans' kings agreed to work together. But one king created irreparable rift in this alliance. He used the other clans for his own ends, with the goal of ultimately uniting all of Britain. His name was Vortigern. You see it to be the avatar of a white dragon born from Britain itself, made to bring it to ruin. Vortigern invited the Saxons to the Isle, throwing it into chaos. Londinium, the fortress city that served as the heart of Britain during the Empire's reign, was destroyed. Vortigern then defeated and killed the Uther Priding Dragon, the greatest king of all Britain. And so Britain entered a dark age, a time where none of the island could escape its imminent destruction. However, hope still remains. King Uther's most trusted aide, Merlin, was a great mage who had long kept Britain safe. Told people that this too was all part of the prophecy. King Uther has already chosen his successor. They shall be the next king. Whoever draws the sword of selection from this stone shall be Britain's king. Many knights tried their hand at drawing the sword, but none of them succeeded. It was only once that the knights had all left, convinced that the sword of selection is nothing more than a delusion, that a young squire of 15, a boy who had been raised without ever knowing that he was King Uther's son, came and drew the sword from the stone with no one there to bear witness. That sword was Caliburn. And that boy did indeed go on to become the King of Britain. Yes, a boy. Arthur Pendragon, the knight among knights. Or as we know her, Altria Pendragon. After announcing himself as King Arthur's successor, King Arthur assembled the lords of Britain and led them to the 12 magnificent victories against the Saxons. In doing so, he proved himself an invincible king, an undefeated king of knights. Pador is Nero, I believe. This is not Nero. I believe Nero is classified as a saber-face, though. Anyway, unbeknownst to him, the Saxons weren't his only enemy. The greatest threat from the King of Knights faced came from within his own family. Vortigern, the avatar of the White Dragon who defeated King Arthur's father, Uther, brought Britain to its knees. Borgen, the fairy queen who declared it was Britain's very will that she become its ruler. Borgen's machinations succeeded in robbing the King of Knights of Caliburn, but the fairies gave him an even greater sword. That sword was Excalibur, a sacred sword forged within the planet's inner sea. In the world of Magecraft, it is considered a divine construct, an ultimate weapon meant to destroy that which threatens the very planet. In laying claim to the sacred sword, King Arthur became Britain's savior in both name and deed. After a combined battle with Vortigern in the ruins of Londinium, King Arthur, with the help from the fairies, built the towering White Castle of Camelot. Roads from all across the Isle came to Avalon to serve the King of Knights. They became the Knights of the Round Table, where they were all treated as equals. It's a bit odd telling the story with Tristan here, but this is how the Knights of the Round Table were formed. Lancelot, the knight from France, blessed by the Lady of the Lake. Gawain, the heir of Orkney, blessed by the sun. Tristan, the nephew of the Duke of Cornwall and the Prince of Tragedy. He, well, you, are also said to be the symbol of the Romantic period. That's right, those are the proud Knights of the Round Table, my cherished friends who filled its 13 seats. Sturdy Percival, clever Kay, loyal Bedivere, earnest Garrus, kind-hearted Gareth, Argivain the Enforcer, Palamedes the Duelist, Taciturn and Mordred, and the greatest knight of all, chosen by the Holy Grail, Galahad the Revelation. In addition to King Arthur the first seat, you could also count King Pellinore, King Arthur's trusted advisor, and Bors, the future 11th seat, for 15 in total. At any rate, those are the Knights of the Round Table I knew when they were at their peak. Yeah, the Knights of the Round Table's peak is also the happiest time in the legend of King Arthur. While other problems would present themselves in the quest for the Holy Grail, and in the decisive battles against the Picts and the Saxons, it was the affair between Lancelot and Guinevere, King Arthur's queen, that changed things forever. Once their affair came to light, the Knights of the Round Table became shadows of their former selves. During an expedition to the Roman Empire, Mordred took advantage of King Arthur's absence and staged a rebellion. That was the beginning of what would later be known as the King Arthur's final battle, the Battle of Kevlan. It was in this battle that King Arthur drew his final breath. Bedivere personally returned the sacred sword to the fairies, and the final chapter of the ancient Britain's history was concluded. After that, King Arthur's body was brought to Avalon, the paradise at the world's end, by the fairies of the lake, as a future king who would one day return to life. And that's a quick and dirty version of the Legend of King Arthur. Thanks for listening. Yep, I think I got it. So with all that in mind, let's get back to the British Lostbelt. In proper human history, King Arthur drew the sword of selection while he was still an unknown boy. And amidst the hope, envy, admiration, and prejudice of the other knights, ascended to the throne as king. Meanwhile, here in Fairy Britain, Altria may still be unknown and unrecognized. Yeah, trust me, I only knew these names from Sonic before I started this game too. But even so, she wields the staff of selection, and she is traveling across Britain on her own as a child of prophecy. So she's got the same name, the same face, and the same destiny. No way that can all be coincidence. Which means that Altria cast her as this world's King Arthur. She is destined to be Britain's savior. Britain's savior, huh? But why now? King Arthur saved Britain in the 5th century, but this is 2019. If she really is Brandon's savior, shouldn't he have shown up in the distant past? That's the question, isn't it? I'm not sure why her story's taking place now either. But I did overhear one interesting thing from some local fairies. Apparently, a trial of prophecies are reincarnation of Ace the Savior and was sent here to save Britain once again. Ace is in the world tree from Norse mythology. Yep, or at least has the same name. See, once Morgan began ruling Britain, she officially named this period of time the Era of the High Queen. And the timing lined up exactly when proper human history changed to AD. But while proper human history stopped in the year AD 2019, this world, the year 2019 of the Era of the High Queen, is still unfolding. And the previous era, aka BC in proper human history terms, it's called the Fey Era. Furthermore, during the Fey Era, there was apparently a fairy who saved Britain from the calamities countless times. Ace the Savior. Apparently, there are only a few fairies left who still remember her. Ektor the Immortal, Grand Duke Wasteheat Rhynek, Grimmer the Sage, and Tolterat the First Knight. But they still speak of her legend in hushed tones. So if a savior showed up in this world before, that may mean Fairy Britain has a system for such things. Something akin to the counterforce that the owl itself used to fight back when Britain is in danger. And if that's true, that explains why our trio is only born now, in this time. Plus, we're growing up against the High Queen freaking Morgan here. Who else but King Arthur would fight her? Savior Reborn. Anyway, that took longer than I expected, but now that we're gone over everything, I'm going to make 2 suggestions. Longer than I expected. Me with this stream. First, I think we should continue working with Valtria Caster. While we don't necessarily have to destroy the Lostbelt, it does seem pretty clear that we'll need to face High Queen Morgan at some point. And when we do, having the Child of Prophecy on our side can only work to our advantage. And second, I think we should keep our goal, including Charlie's whole deal, to ourselves. It's fine to tell her about the proper human history. Hell, it'd be impossible to communicate if we didn't. But we shouldn't reveal that we've eliminated 5 other Lostbelts to date. I know it's not the most honest move, but sometimes not laying all your cards on the table is the way to go. Like I said before, there's something strange about this world, even for a Lostbelt, and there's still way too much we don't know. So until we have a much better understanding of what's going on here, I want to keep our goal at stopping Britain from disappearing. Even if we eventually end up having to fight it after saving it. So we're keeping all this from Valtria. That's right, I'm sorry, Hio. I know it won't be easy for you. But for what it's worth, my intuition is telling me things are going to come to that. The feeling we're going to save Britain, stop this collapse from destroying our world, and go our separate ways with a smile without ever having to do a battle with Britain. And you just jinxed us, Da Vinci. Good job. But morning, everyone. Hope you don't mind I have breakfast for you. You've got to try this bread. It's so soft and yummy. Apparently you make it from, oh right, wheat. Seriously, we have a bread out unusual here? Seems that way. Too bad, since they have some of the highest quality wheat I've ever seen, even compared to proper human history. That's right, Da Vinci taught me how to make it. I had no idea you could use flour like that. All this time I've been practically set on a gold mine. So this fairy lives in his grand building, but he has ignorant of the true value of flour. It seems there are significant knowledge gaps between the individual fairies. Or rather, yep, there are basically 2 types of fairies. Those who only superficially copy human civilization, and those who are interested in its inner workings. Most fairies are copiers who are just satisfied by just plain pretend. The thing about fairies is, they could do anything about human technology, so they don't have to know how it works. You know how when cars get more reliable, there's less need for dress to repair them? And so over time, there are fewer drivers who know how their cars work. It's a lot like that. Whenever fairies feel like bread, they could just create something from their own magical energy. Easy peasy. But the bread they create that way is just an imitation bread that they've had before, like it was 3D printed. Basically, fairies can experience culture without some sort of kind of originating data to work from. Even Mike here used to be a typical copier. It was only when I started working here that I began to caring about the details. It's true. I was a real dull fairy until I met the Binchy. And now every day is more fun than the last. I love being alive. I used to think preserving humans was a waste of time. Not anymore. Lady Aurora is right. We need humans if we're going to enjoy our lives. There's one thing humans are good at. It's making technology. They come with all sorts of fascinating things you just don't see in nature. Sure, some of those things are fun or tasty, like iron or gunpowder. But I've come to think of humans as our equals now. I even say respect them. When the last owner left this pub to me, I thought it was just going to be nothing but a pain in the neck, but now, I know better. We need something to live for, something we want to do for our own sakes, not just to fulfill our purpose. There's no way I'm ever going back to just a plain old living again. Well, there you have it. In general, fairies are very pure of heart, or to put it another way, easily influenced. That's not true, Vinci. It's all because of you. Not even Lady Aurora ever got me to change my mind like this. Okay, Mike, in that case, maybe you can learn how to say my name properly already. What do you mean? I am saying properly. Oh, right. I also got a message for you guys from Oberon. He said to tell you to come to Salisbury's Field for an important learning experience. Huh? A learning experience? Think I know where this is going. Immediately straight to combat.
あらゆる知性体に忘却の罰をメガネに乗せる味わいなさい。よし、その他無駄なことをするのね。熱を帯びなさい。早書きですよ。彼より授業中準備革命と行きます。
Rare gameplay footage.
誇りに復讐するわ。私の悪魔というかその通りよ。原始の地獄に帰りなさい。
Oh, that's Wild Moors.
熱を帯びなさい。マルミアドワーズ。参拝の時よ。アリのように並びなさい。復讐する命令する気。
And by that we mean there's plenty of Bigfoot sightings. It's just that they're so brief.
これくらいのことはしないとね。次元の違いを知りなさい。エディンシュ・ブラックエーサー。私は善と悪が合体した究極の私。負ける道理がないのだわ。
Alright, back to plot. So that's how you're supposed to get rid of those pesky birds. I had no idea. I kept just asking them nightly, see if they would leave, but they just wouldn't listen. Fields are delicate things. At times they require bolder tactics. But I also understand and respect your kind inclination to not hurt the birds if you don't have to. Such as just leaving a straw likeness of yourself in the field. It'll help deter such behavior. This way, the birds will mistake that likeness for you and start by attacking that. Which should buy you enough time to do, well, something. Oh my, really? I never would have thought of that. Are you some kind of genius? Well, I wouldn't disagree with that. Pretty sure I'm supposed to get scarecrows. Was Tristan always like that? Pretty much. It might seem like he's got his head on a straight most of the time. It's actually up in the clouds. So he can't be the perfect knight as long as he has someone to keep him on track. Anyway, the caveat is there are also fairy-made imitations of human society aside. What do you think of Salisbury's Fields? True, regardless of how they got there, the fields themselves are the genuine article. Apparently, agriculture has been a big deal up in North Britain for a long time now, but it was never too popular in the south. It wasn't until Aurora stepped in that Salisbury suddenly got serious about it. I've seen small fields back in my village, but I've never seen anything so big and open before. I wonder why they weren't more popular up until now. Well, we've always had to abandon them whenever the moors showed up. There aren't many moors in the north, so there was nothing stopping them from making fields up there. But here in the south, we see moors all the time, so the only ones who could venture outside the city are really strong fairies. The Fang clan can apparently hold out for a little while by telling themselves that death and war aren't intertwined. But for weaker fairies like Miovanni, astrality, general knowledge of other worlds, we can't even touch the Moors without putting ourselves at risk. And even if the Moors weren't a problem, we'd still have to remake the fields every 100 years anyways. You're talking about the calamities, aren't you? You're scared of them too? Even though you all live forever? Of course we are. The only fairies who could survive a calamity are the ones who are allowed to live in Camelot. All the rest of us could do is suffer and disappear. Just not a fairy in all of Brune who doesn't fear the calamities. Not even sure how much longer Lady Aurora can hold on to her glow after what happened in Norwich. Make no mistake, now that the calamity has come for Norwich, Salisbury has to be next. And when it does, not even Lady Aurora will survive. What do they consist of? I'm not sure. The calamities have always been undefined. It's not that they take a different form every time they appear. Let's see, I think the last one was the Calamity of Resurrection, which erased all of Darlington. I don't even want to think about what kind of terrifying calamity we'll see next. Oh, why'd I have to be born now? Why couldn't my predecessor have held out just for 10 more years? No, never mind that. Why would the High Queen open up Camelot to all of us? If she would just let the weather take the calamities for a year in Camelot, then we would never have to worry about. I see, so you have also agreements with the High Queen. You know, there have been anti-queen movements popping around the country. If you want to protest your decision, maybe you could join one of those. Huh? No, I'm not that upset about it. Besides, I can't even imagine defying her. I might be afraid of the calamities, but I'm even more afraid of the Queen's army. There's more to the Queen's power than just having enough magical energy to cover all Britain, after all. She also has a troop of highly trained fairy soldiers, as well as knights under her protection who command them. Tristan of the Bewitched Blow, Wayne of the Sun, and Lancelot, Light of the Lake. As long as those three Tamlin are around, nobody can hope to defy the Queen. What the shit? Wonder why they're all shocked. Emergency meeting, now. We need to talk about the three Tamlin that have apparently been serving the High Queen Morgan this whole time. Oh, so you already knew about them, Altria? Well, sure, everyone in Fairy Britain does. Why, are they a problem? Oh yes, this is a shocking Sir Bedivere when he first wakes up. Altria, can you please tell us everything you know about them? Okay, I guess I could cover the basics easily enough. It's stuff every fairy in Britain knows. The three Tamlin are fairies High Queen Morgan is bestowed with the names of otherworldly knights. They're from the most powerful beings in Fairy Britain, exceeded in magical energy only by the Queen herself. They're also impervious to Moors' corruption, so they're the ones who can handle them whenever a group of Moors shows up. Huh, come to think of it, they're known as the Guardians of Britain, sworn to the service of the High Queen. The Knights of the Round Table. A Fairy Round Table. Hey, no fair, I wanted to say that first. Why, do y'all have some sort of attachment to their Fairy's Round Table or something? We are just talking about a circular table, right? Well, I don't see any way around it. We're just gonna have to tell her about what happened in proper human history. Well, sure, our world also has a version of Morgan. Though in our case, it was during the 5th century, about 1600 years ago. There was also a certain king who defeated her, therefore united Britain into restoring an age of peace. That king was known as Arthur, but her true name was Altria Pendragon. Hey, that's my name. Quite a coincidence. Not just a coincidence, you two are most likely the same person. What I'm about to say may shock you, but I don't have to freak out. In our world, you are Britain's great unifier, king loved and respected by countless knights across the land. That's right, you are the ideal king, chosen by the Sword of Selection and trained by Merlin himself. You did pretend to be a man during your reign, but aside from that, you are the picture of integrity. As King Arthur, you commanded many lords from all across Britain. Think of them as the equivalent of Fairy Britain's 6 clans. And from those lords, you chose the finest knights to be your Knights of the Round Table, a group of warriors with no equal. In fact, full disclosure, Sir Tristan here is one of them. So, from our perspective, knowing that the Knights of the Round Table serve Morgan here, it is like learning that a group of heroes you always looked up to are now working for the bad guys. Can you blame us for being surprised? Are you listening to me, Altria? Wow. I guess I really am the child of prophecy then. Part of me always thought that maybe this was all just a big misunderstanding. Now I'm a little more willing to believe it. I mean, Grandfather always said I was born at the same time as the staff selection. Maybe I really can do this after all. In fact, maybe I'll take a page from this Pendragon person's example and save all Britain too. Plus, we even have a Knight of the Round Table here. You know, when I first heard you shared his name with that Tristan, I thought you must be a pretty bloodthirsty guy. Now I know you were actually a Knight of the Round Table yourself. That's so cool. I'm certainly glad to hear you speak so highly of me. What do you mean, bloodthirsty? Don't tell me the Tristan here is. She's said to be the cruelest, most short-tempered, and wantonly violent of all the fairy riot knights of the Round Table. Her nicknames are the Fairy Killer and Tristan of the Bloody Heel. They say that she's killed almost 400,000 fairies in the 100 years since she was appointed to Tamlin. But you're nothing like her, Tristan. Seeing you fight beside you is kind of like, well, watching a flower dance in a storm. You always maintain your composure, strive to be the gallant, do your best, no matter what the circumstances. There aren't many people like that in Fairy Britain. So the fact that you're putting your trust in me, even though we're from a different world, is really encouraging. Yes. Indeed, that's how I try to conduct myself. That said, I guess there really is more to being a Tamlin than just a title, huh? Huh? Hang on. You said that in your world. Tamlin Tristan was appointed 100 years ago, long after Tristan from proper human history. So if this Tristan is the original, would that make the Tamlin an imitation? But that would mean, has Morgan known about proper human history for more than 100 years? Well, I wasn't planning to tell Altria about King Arthur like this, but I think we should still be fine. Plus, we got to find out more about the Tamlin. Really? If we'd run into one of them about any foreknowledge of it, we might have actually died from shock. Anyway, while this Lostbelt's Tristan way may not look like the ones we know, the fact that they share a name must mean that they have many of the same traits as well. So we can expect this Sir Tristan to use Failnaught and Sir Lancelot to wield Ardenite. Where did Tristan go? He's in Altria's room. He said he had something he wanted to talk to her about. The white dragon who tried to destroy Britain back when it was still known as the Island of Ancient Sacraments. Vortigern, the cowardly king. The fury of Britain and the personification of its desire to reject the age of humanity. And then there was the avatar of the red dragon, born and raised in its dark ancestor Vortigern, Altria Pendragon. The king who protected the people of Britain, preserved his kingdom, and established the human world. While the fairies in Sacrament may have faded away from Britain as a result, her efforts did succeed in preserving British culture and passing it on to later generations. Strength as it always isn't what made Altria king. She became king because she fought for Britain's future. That's also why her knights agreed to set aside their differences and join her at the Round Table. That's right, we all saw hope in her king. She was always cool-headed in battle, fair and impartial in politics. And above all, she truly loved all of Britain. Even with her small stature, she would face down enemies many times her size and strength without fear of injury. She, sounds like a really amazing king. Indeed, she was. I have never known anyone braver or more disciplined or more proud. That said, even she didn't start out as a perfect king. After she drew the sword selection, she trained with Merlin and Sir Kay day and night for years on end. And that's why you needn't try and rush things now, Altria. It's not a matter of you sharing a name with King Arthur, it's a matter of you sharing her vision. So please, have confidence in yourself. I know you can do this. King Arthur, a truly accomplished version of me from another world. Man, that's amazing. She must have worked so hard. Alright, it's 3 a.m. I have work in the afternoon tomorrow, so I think I'm going to call the stream here for now. Thank you for everyone for tuning in, and we'll probably pick this up, like, I don't know, on the 20th? After my doctor's appointment, maybe? see you all later.